When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
The following sports special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
We ask for a chance to fair.
We ask for a chance to spare.
Chance to equal our strife. Chance to do it there.
Chance to do it there.
We should win.
We should win.
Let it be by the code.
Let it be by the code.
Faith and honor held high.
Faith and honor held high.
We should lose.
We should lose.
Stand by the road.
Stand by the road.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
So we can't beat.
We can't beat.
Boom, beat.
Who let the dogs out? It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school football, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. To get you ready for today's play-by-play action, we'll bring you interviews, in-depth analysis, and important game information on the pregame show. So let's get things started by going to the stadium and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you to Washington High School for some West Virginia High School football action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameramen are Matt Miller and Kenny May. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini as we welcome you here to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call them at 304-350-1931 or visit whmsystems.com. 17th time these two schools face off. It's been all Martinsburg so far in the other 16. 10 of the 16 have been shutouts. Of those shutouts, there's been 7 straight. The last time Washington scored against Martinsburg, 2016. We'll see if that trend continues or if they're able to be more competitive than normal tonight. And you somewhat feel that way because they're sitting at 4-2, best start in program history for the Patriots.
They are definitely improved versus the last few years. At Washington, I think Coach Ray, coming over from Berkeley Springs, has done a good job, changed up the offense a bit, and it seems like it's worked out for them so far. They've gotten a few transfers in this year that are helping things out, and just overall getting more kids to the program than maybe they had previously in the years leading up to his tenure. And I think that maybe that's part of the reason they haven't had any success putting any points on the board against Martinsburg. But I think all things considered, it probably doesn't look much different in results tonight. Give it a few years, we'll see what happens. Maybe even next year. But I think that this Martinsburg team is just operating on another level. I know they had their early struggles against Morgantown. And I think that there were some things that other teams can take away from that game to have some success. Now, not every team that faces Martinsburg is going to have the players on the field to take advantage of those weaknesses that we might have seen, the deep balls down the field. Maybe Spring Mills can do it next week. Maybe we'll see a couple plays here tonight, maybe a long deep ball to an Isaiah Beard or what have you. Washington could get some nice chunk plays up on the board, as versus last time we were here 2 years ago when they were running the single wing and they weren't really able to move the ball very much at all, and the entire second half was shortened and had a running clock. maybe we won't see that tonight, but I would be surprised if there's anything other than a Martinsburg, huge victory on the way to facing Spring Mills next week. But there's, trap games. They exist. This would be the one with Spring Mills coming next week.
Let's step aside, take our first break of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, and on the other side of that break, we'll have the check of the area schedule. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car...
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy...
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at FordofHagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for the check of the area schedule, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. With convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle, fast, fresh, friendly, Rock's. The Spring Mills Cardinals are still 6-0 and first in this week's playoff ratings. They've outscored their opponents 297-0 so far and try to keep that shutout trend going as they host the University Hawks tonight. Spring Mills head coach Marcus Law shared the scouting report on University.
Well, again, I kind of start with their defense there. They do an excellent job of keeping everything in front of them. Now, granted, they've done a couple different scheme things, so we'll kind of have to prep for a couple things there. But I think one of the DNs, number 4, he's a good-sized boy. He played well against us last year. And, of course, they bring in a few more pieces on the backside of things there. Offensively, they both rotate a couple quarterbacks, big, good-sized running backs in there. And, of course, they got a couple of guys from last year that kind of round things out to bring them back. I definitely anticipate them. They've thrown the ball a lot more the last few weeks, but we'll see if they'll balance it out or stay true to what they kind of been doing.
The Jefferson Cougars are now 3-3 overall after a 48-14 win at home last week over the South Hagerstown Rebels. This week, Jefferson is 7th in the playoff ratings. The Cougars play host to the Millbrook Pioneers tonight. Jefferson head coach Craig Hunter had this to say about Millbrook.
They're good up front. They have good backs, good skill positions. They run the single wing, so a lot of misdirection, a lot of different things. They're going to go in there foot to foot and just try to pound it. They're going to 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and then maybe they'll break one. They'll get you going one way. They'll do false reads or pulls. So defensively, we got to stay. We got to stay in our gaps. Be gap sound. We can't just run off and just go different places. We got to stay gap sound. Defensively, they're going to show us something that we've already seen it before. It's the same. It's pretty much a 4-3 defense, 2 high safety. Almost the same exact defense that we saw against Uranda earlier in the year. So it's nothing we haven't seen. We just got to make sure we get it blocked up. We've been playing them since I've been coaching coaching. I mean, they changed the offense up, but, same coach. They're going to be a good football program. They're going to be a tough out. They're going to come in here ready to go. They're fighting for their playoff hopes too, Virginia. So it's going to be a tough out on Friday night. Hopefully we can get it done.
The Hedgesville Eagles' losing streak is now at 4 after a 32-7 loss at Liberty last week. Hedgesville is now 2-4 overall and 13th in this week's playoff ratings. The Eagles will head to Inwood tonight for a matchup with the Musselman-Applemen. Hedgesville head coach Matt Faircloth shared his thoughts on the rivalry.
When I was in high school, it was a big deal, and it still is. And, it's always a game that you circle on your schedule just for the simple fact of that it's been going for so long. It's a lot of storied games and storied traditions when you get into that game, and it means a lot to either end of the county. And for us, this is one of those games that if we have to get you up to play this game ain't meant for you. This is a game that all these kids look forward to every year, and they brought the energy so far this week, and locked in is about as much as we've seen them all year.
The Musselman-Applemen are 0-6 overall after a 49-35 loss to Cabell Midland last week. However, even after the loss, Musselman still is in 15th place in this week's playoff ratings above Cabell Midland. The Applemen host the Hedgesville Eagles tonight. Musselman head coach Brian Thomas gave us his outlook on Hedgesville this year.
They've ran some power game stuff, some power run game stuff. They've ran some spread stuff. They've done some different things. So, they're difficult to prepare for, and then they're good at what they do. They got a couple really good athletes. They got a good quarterback. Defensively, they'll get after you and bring pressure. So, they present a lot of problems just because they're kind of unique in what they do. So you got to kind of really be prepared for what they're going to give you and be fundamentally sound in what we do.
That concludes the Rocks Local Markets Check of the Area schedule. We'll continue with more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show right after this. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
October is Safe Sleep and SIDS Awareness Month. WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center is joining the national effort to promote healthy sleep habits for newborns and raise awareness about sleep-related risks to infants. The Safe Sleep team at WVU Medicine Children's Birthing Center at Berkeley Medical Center has earned the distinction as a Gold Certified Safe Sleep Champion by the National Safe Sleep Hospital Certification Program. If you are a parent of an infant, the first thing you can do to help create a healthy sleep environment is to clear the crib.
Drive More Days is back at Carter Myers Automotive, and this year we'll keep you rolling with a $1,000 gas card. Visit any of our locations to take a test drive, and we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card. With that kind of money, fill up at the pump for the rest of the year, completely on us. Stop in during Drive More Days for your chance to win a $1,000 gas card. Only at Carter Myers Automotive. Owners just care more.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, your Commissioner of Agriculture for the great state of West Virginia, and I'm here at the New River Gorge trying to make sure people understand the importance of what the Department of Agriculture does. West Virginia is the only state in the Chesapeake Bay region that's meeting the 2025 restoration goals. We want to make sure that we continue to have the clean waters and the beautiful forests that make West Virginia tourism so popular. I'm Kent Leonhardt, and I'm asking for your vote in the May primary of 2024.
Defeated Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Washington Patriots, who come in 4-2 overall. So far, they have 4 wins against Governor Thomas Johnson, Brooke, John Marshall, and Hedgesville, respectively. The 2 losses for the Patriots at the beginning of the year in overtime to Woodrow Wilson, most recently a 43-0 loss to Spring Mills. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Kenny May is our cameraman. Matt Miller as well. And back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Dylan, transfer quarterback here for this Washington team, and Michael Thompson, a 6'6" senior. So we'll see how he does today. You'll see him in action, and maybe even some Braylon Holmes, the more mobile quarterback, a young sophomore for this team, but how well will it match up against Martinsburg is the big question. This team able to average 220.8 rushing yards per game, 164.7 passing yards per game. So I feel like they can compete, but will it be enough? Probably not.
Compete? No. I just think that that's an unrealistic expectation. But, everybody's got to play Martinsburg in this conference. You just take your lumps along the way. We'll see what sort of progress over previous years they can make. Michael Thompson, Braylon Holmes, I like what Holmes could give them last year, at least a little bit. And Michael Thompson showed some flashes at Musselman last year. I think he's helped out by having, a solid supporting cast around him. Isaiah Beard is a nice addition that they had also over from Musselman. And Jones at running back, not bad himself. Osafa Mensah, a nice left tackle that they've had, an experienced guy that can at least deal with the Martinsburg defensive line, maybe better than some left tackles that Martinsburg has faced would be able to deal with. So I think that Washington is still developing. They're still trying to build up a program to the level of a Martinsburg. That's what everybody's goal is, right? To get to the level that Martinsburg is at. And obviously not everyone's going to be able to do it, but you can, try to get as close as you can. It's just that you take baby steps. You get a little better every day is what the coaches would say. And we'll see here if they can show some signs of that.
One of those guys that you mentioned already that's kind of developing into a potential young star here for Washington, and you'll hear from later on in the pregame show, is Kyrie Brooks, a sophomore that already has 5 sacks so far in these 6 games, a few interceptions as well, and I believe around 80 total tackles. So he's been a menace at the linebacker spot. He should be fun to watch tonight, but for now we're going to step aside, take another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, and on the other side of that break we'll hear from the head coach of the Washington Patriots in Terry Ray. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
West Virginia State Senator Patricia Rucker is running for re-election. She is a conservative who is asking for your vote in the upcoming November 5th election. We need a state government that represents us and not those of special interests. Patricia is a mother of 5 who has led the charge to protect the rights of parents, children, and families. Vote for Patricia Rucker. Election day is November 5th. Early voting starts October 23rd.
Paid for by Rucker for WV, Mike Holtz, Treasurer.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Drive More Days is back at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. And this year, we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card with your test drive. And during the Toyota National Sales Event, you can also lease a new 2024 Tacoma for only $279 a month, or buy for only 4.99% financing and up to $3,000 off MSRP. Stop in today during CMA's Drive More Days for your chance to win. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our coaches interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road. Online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons. Now joined by Terry Ray, the head coach of Washington. Coach Ray, your team coming off a bye 4-2 start as well for you guys. Just, I guess, first, though, tell us how the season's gone.
It's gone well. We've grown through the season. We lost an overtime first game. We took one on the chin here against a very good Spring Mills football team, but we got to see exactly where we are and where we stand, I think, in the state of West Virginia.
Second year for you as the head coach in this program. What are, I guess, some of the major differences from year one to year two?
You could tell that we've had the kids now in the second program. When it comes to the offense and defensive side of the ball, that we understand a lot more that's going on. Again, I've said this a bunch this year. I was really happy with our offseason, the majority of the guys in the weight room, and the way our seniors have taken control and taken leadership of the football team.
Who are some of those leaders? Maybe any specifics about who's stepped up?
You would have Isaiah Mensah, TT Terry Ray. You have Michael Thompson. Stephen Napady is just taking over the offensive line. Tucker Sines stepped up really big for us. It's been a real good group of that senior class this year.
What do you feel like are, I guess, the biggest strengths of your team so far?
Defensively, we've been playing well. We've been trying to give up the big ball and the big play. It happened to us a couple times at Spring Mills. But overall, just the kids together and playing together, even though they have their differences, they still figure out how to come together and play together on Friday nights.
What are some of the things that you're still trying to tweak and improve on here?
Every day, every week, we can improve on something. Block better, move our feet better, run routes a little bit better. We can get a throw out quicker. Defensively, we need to wrap up tackles, secure that stuff up. We need to get in real good pursuit angles. We need to communicate. We need to communicate on both sides of the ball, and that's what we keep working on week in and week out.
This past week, bye week for you guys, what were some of the things that you focused on?
We focused on little things to get better. We had a little bit of fun during the week. Gave them Friday off, which was kind of different for those guys. We came back in Saturday morning, went right back to work again.
This week it's Martinsburg, one of the top teams in the state, year in, year out. What's the mindset that you're trying to implicate into your team?
It's another week. It's another team. It's Martinsburg. They're a really good football team. They've been a really good football team for a few decades now. You know what you're going to get. Tough defense, solid offense, great coaching. The special teams are really good. We're going to have to show up and play football.
It's been a tough challenge for this program and pretty much any program against Martinsburg. You guys have yet to beat them, and it's been a long time coming since Washington's even scored, unfortunately, against Martinsburg as well. So with that in mind, what are you kind of, I guess, hoping to execute to step one, score, and then step two, potentially pull off the big upset?
We're going to take it one play at a time, one rep at a time, one quarter at a time, and we're going to give Martinsburg the best shot that we can actually give them. They're tough. They're a good football team, but we think we're a good football team. We think we can play with them a little bit. So we're just going to try to get better each week and keep playing.
Good to hear. What are some of the specifics that stand out to you about this year's Martinsburg team in the film that you've gotten to see?
Coy Fagan's a great quarterback. Buskey's tough running back. They have really good receivers. Bunny's really good receiver. Their O-line looks pretty good. They move solid, and they're in a good tandem. Defensively, I think they look like a Coach Ash coach team. You could tell that Dave Walker has done a really good job with Brett and Coach Ash, and they're solid all the way across the board.
Later here in the pregame show, we'll hear from a sophomore in your program. And Kyrie, just tell us a little bit about him, what he's brought to this team, and some of the other underclassmen that maybe have shown up here early on.
Kyrie got to start his first game last year, middle linebacker against Martinsburg. So this is like his 1 year anniversary. But Kyrie's a really good kid. He stepped up really big. He's become a vocal leader. He runs our defense. He's constantly in the film room. He's constantly asking questions. He's constantly pushing coaches, and he's pushing kids all at the same time. Our sophomore class is really the backbone of this right now. I mean, our seniors have taken leadership, but if you look across our starting lineup, we have a lot of sophomores that are on both offense and defense side of the ball.
All right, Coach, anything else? If not, we'll get to the fun question.
Nope, we're good.
All right, fun question for this week. If you could pick somebody dead or alive to meet and have a conversation with, who would it be and why?
It'd be Vince Lombardi, and I'd love to talk football with him for about an hour.
Only an hour?
Just an hour.
I didn't give a time frame, but all right. Thank you for the time. Best of luck, Coach. Appreciate it this week.
Guys. Thank you.
That was our coach's interview brought to you by Parsons Ford. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons back with more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
This is John Hardy. I'm asking for your support to elect me as Berkeley County Commissioner. I have had the privilege to serve in the West Virginia Legislature for the past 6 years and will use my experience to serve Berkeley County better. I will continue working at the state and county level to improve our local road systems, control residential growth, and remove inequitable local fees. John Hardy, lifelong resident, local businessman, effective leader, and proven fiscal conservative. Vote John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission on November 5th.
Paid for by candidate.
Join us for the 45th Mountain State Apple Harvest Festival, October 17th through the 20th. Enjoy all of your favorite apple harvest events. Come downtown for the Grand Feature Parade, or join us at the fairgrounds for the pop-up shops and arts fair, apple contests, a rodeo, carnival, and so much more. Meet this year's celebrity Grand Marshal, actor Frankie Muniz of the hit TV series Malcolm in the Middle. Get all the details online at msahf.com or follow us on social media.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years. We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents. We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are. Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show as we are about 26 minutes away from pregame concluding and then action between your undefeated Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Washington Patriots. Martinsburg coming off a 51-14 win last week at Morgantown. Slow out of the gate, Dylan, but that second half, pure domination by the Bulldogs on every facet of the game, and it was really the passing game that worked out well for Coy Fagan, connecting with his favorite receiver in Kyrie Bunny for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, the offense looked pretty great in the second half. They were susceptible on defense to the big play in that first half where they allowed Morgantown's connection with Carter Cooper and Maddox Twig at a wide receiver and quarterback to get some big plays down the field. They had some tackling troubles with A.J. Thomas, the running back from Morgantown, that allowed the Mohegans to kind of go down the field a bit and score some points and keep up with them in the first half. They shut down that offense in the second half. And Martinsburg didn't really have trouble moving the ball at any point in the game in either half. So you're not worried about the offense in any sort of fashion. But the defense, I think, showed that maybe you can throw the ball deep down the field over the top against them if you have a lot of talent on the outside at wide receiver and a quarterback that can hit the deep ball. So maybe Isaiah Beard can have a big game today. You know, maybe he would hit the over on his receiving yards today, you could maybe say, or his longest reception. But overall, I think, add on to that Mason Wally is injured, one of their starting corners. So we'll see who they throw out there on the other side of Kingston McDonald Gibson. I've liked what I've seen from the safeties, Braden Miller as a free safety, Coy Fagan as that kind of guy in the box, strong safety. But the corners, when they're left on an island one-on-one, they've shown that they can give up some big plays. Even Huntington did it to them a couple times. I think maybe even H.D. Woodson had a play or two against them. But definitely Huntington and Morgantown last week. So I think if you're going to beat Martinsburg, that's the way that you're going to have to do it is, first of all, you got to run the ball to set up the fact that you need Coy Fagan to come down to the box so you can only have one high safety. And then throw the ball over the top when you get your wide receivers one-on-one on those corners. Now, that key point there, you have to be able to run the ball in Martinsburg. No one's really been able to do that consistently so far.
Yeah, it's been more so compared to other years, but still nothing to really write home about. Teams on average 77.86 rushing yards per game and then only 93 passing yards per game. So it's a lot more than previous years, especially last year, but it's so tough to compare last year's defense, I think, to any Martinsburg defense just because of how truly insane they were. But what I could maybe compare it to, I'd have to go back in the notes to look at how well last year's defense was to forcing turnovers. This year's defense can get that job done for sure. So far, 17 turnovers forced in 7 games played, 10 of them fumbles, 7 of them interceptions. I believe 2 of those 7 for touchdowns. So this team still has the special talent that not many others in this area has, and I think that's going to be showcased again this evening. Let's step aside unless you got one more point.
I think part of that, the reason that Martinsburg may be giving up some more rushing yards this year on the net, they're not getting as many sacks, only 14 through 7 games, only 2 per game. The leader in sacks is Frankie Urias with 3 versus when you had Rashad Reed in the gang last year getting a lot more than that.
Let's step aside, take another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. On the other side of that break, you'll hear from head coach of Martinsburg, Dave Walker, as well as a few players. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
I'm John Doyle, and I'm running for the state Senate in the 16th Senatorial District. I stand strongly for your right to repair any product you purchase. Presently, manufacturers are permitted to retain as proprietary information that is necessary to repair that product. And I think that's wrong. I think you should be guaranteed that information so you can repair it yourself or take it to your friendly neighborhood repair person. I ask for your vote on November 5th, authorized by Doyle for the Eastern Panhandle, Alan Stern, Treasurer.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. Now joined by Martinsburg football head coach Dave Walker, as well as the juice man in Sharif Williams. Slow start out of the gate last week against Morgantown, but second half pure domination for you guys. Coach Walker, 51-14 win to improve to 7-0 against the Mohegans. Just give us your takeaways from the game last week.
Well, I think you got to stick to the rivers and streams you're used to and just be consistent, and that's kind of what we try to do. Just be steady. Morgantown had a good team, and they were big up front, and they played hard. They come up with some plays, so we just had to be consistent with what we're doing and stick to the game plan and just continue to play, and I thought we did. And in the second half, we picked it up a notch.
Really early in that game, it seemed like Morgantown was taking shots after shots, trying to go deep, and at first they were connecting. What do you feel like maybe changed, or what do you give them credit for and seeing in those cases?
Well, I thought we just settled in. I mean, the style of play, sometimes people are going to take shots on us, and sometimes they're going to, connect them, and sometimes they're not. So, but I thought once our guys settled in and got loosened up, I thought we did a better job defending the deep ball.
What other things did you kind of see within that game, maybe on the offensive side of things?
I mean, we still made some mental mistakes, as far as, blocking assignments and some things like that. But again, I mean, I thought we did. A lot of really good things. Obviously, Coy played well on Kyrie, but I thought Boston. I thought that the receiving corps did a nice job. I thought up front. I thought once we figured out what we were doing, I thought we did a better job blocking. So I thought a lot of it was just a matter of us, just settling in and playing and trying to play, mistake-free as best we could.
No, it probably doesn't come to a surprise to you, but to some it may come to a surprise of how well Coy's arm has been throughout this year at the quarterback spot. I know he's been a quarterback before, back on the freshman team and here and there with JV, but last year as a running back, I don't know how many people really expected him to be this well, especially with that deep ball. Just talk to us a little bit about that development and what you've seen from him over the time, as well as the coach with him.
Well, I think it's just a testament to his hard work. He's put a lot of time in, really worked on his game, spent a lot of time in the spring and summer throwing and working on some things. So, and it's paid off. It's not a big secret formula. You work hard, really good things happen for you, and you just have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do. And I think he's one of those young men. So I'm very happy for him. And he's done a great job, and I hopefully he continues to do that, which I think he will. But it's a testament to his hard work.
All right, let's now get your thoughts, Juice Man, on last week's game in Morgantown. What'd you like?
It was a good team win. A win is a win.
How about this week? What are you looking forward to against Washington?
I'm hearing a lot of chatter from Washington, so. They said they're trying to end the losing streak, but that's not going to happen, though.
All right. How about your thoughts, Coach, on this week? What stands out to you about Washington this year?
I mean, they're very athletic. They throw the ball well, and they've got their skilled players are really doing a nice job. And defensively, they're very aggressive. They've made a vast improvement over the course of a year. So I think it's going to be a big challenge for us. And playing down there is a tough place to play. It doesn't, it's not. It doesn't have a great atmosphere, or it hasn't in the past. So that's one of those things you have to overcome a lot of different things. But they got a pretty good team, and we're excited to be able to play. But for us, I mean, we treat it like we do any other game. So we prepare and get ready to play.
How much does it benefit seeing right now it being Washington, but the Eastern Panhandle as a whole? It seems like really improving here in football.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's some really good players in the Panhandle. I think there's good coaches here in the Panhandle. So, I'm not surprised. I'm happy. I think it's good that you've got teams that are doing very well, and I think that trend's going to continue.
What's the game plan entering this week against Washington?
Well, we want to score more points than what they do, and try to get better and try to play mistake-free and eliminate penalties. But no, we go in with the same game plan every week. We just try to do what we're able to do and see what happens and play physical.
What are some of, I guess, the biggest developments or biggest changes that you've seen from week one up until now?
I mean, overall, I think we've gotten better up front. I think we've played a lot of different guys. I think we've created some depth in all the positions, and defensively, I think we've done a really nice job. The guys have settled in. We started out with really a lot of inexperienced guys, and it's not that case now. You get this point of year, everybody's a veteran. So, I think our depth and experience has gotten better.
Kind of mentioned it earlier when I talked with Reef and about his thoughts on the game, and he mentioned the streak that you guys have. Washington has not beaten you guys. It's been a very lopsided matchup almost every single time you go up against the Patriots, and everybody knows what's on the horizon in next week's opportunity with that being a big matchup. How do you make sure your team, though, focuses on what's in front of them right now and not trying to overlook things and focus on the next opponent?
Well, it's no different any other week. We don't talk about the future. We talk about the task at hand. So whatever is beyond next week is beyond next week. That's not something we talk about. I mean, right now Washington has got our utmost respect. We're preparing as though, and we'll prepare the same next week, the week after, and the following week. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have a routine we do and we follow, and we don't look behind or we don't look ahead.
All righty, Coach. Any other thoughts about this week's game against Washington? All right, let's get to the fun question then. This week, it's if you could choose one person, dead or alive, that you'd like to have a conversation with, who would it be and why? So I'll let you go first, Reef, if you have it in mind. If not, we'll go to Coach Walker first. Up to you.
Eddie Guerrero.
All right. Big WWE fan, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right. How about you, Coach?
I would like to have a conversation with my father or my brother, either one who both passed. So, other than that, it wouldn't matter to speak to anyone else.
All right. Thank you guys for the time. Best of luck against Washington. This was our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road. Online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, back with more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, your Commissioner of Agriculture for the great state of West Virginia, and I'm here at the New River Gorge trying to make sure people understand the importance of what the Department of Agriculture does. West Virginia is the only state in the Chesapeake Bay region that's meeting the 2025 restoration goals. We want to make sure that we continue to have the clean waters and the beautiful forests that make West Virginia tourism so popular. I'm Kent Leonhardt, and I'm asking for your vote in the May primary of 2024.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age. At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome back to Gold Nation Buffet. I'm Ryan, and I'm so excited to show you guys the hibachi station. It's phenomenal. Check this out. What's incredible about the hibachi station? You can use this screen system, choose everything from your meats to your sides to pho, ramen, and so much more right here. And they'll build it for you right on down here at the station. And boom, there you go. All those requested ingredients fresh on the plate and ready to go. Come on down here, Golden Nation Buffet, for their incredible hibachi station. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our player interviews, brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Sean Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them today at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Some first joined by Kyrie Brooks of the Washington Patriots. Kyrie, your team off to a pretty good start. One of the best starts in program history. Just tell us a little bit about how the season's gone for you guys.
So far, it's gone pretty well. Our first game we lost, so that was a downer. But going through the season, we've won good games, and it's been going very well for us. We've had some starters gone and starters come, but I think we're ready for next week, and they're going forward.
Only a sophomore for this program, getting the experience already at the varsity level. Just tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've kind of learned week by week.
Week by week, I've learned how to wrap better, come downfield, and how to get through opponents, mostly linemen, and what's going to be new and what I need to do on the field to help my team and get better.
Talking with Coach Ray, you're pretty big on the defensive side of things. What do you feel like some of your strengths are on that side?
My strengths are viewing the field better, tackling, running through contact, being able to know what's going on the field and off.
This week it's Martinsburg. What's kind of the vibe around the team for this week's game?
I think we're excited to face Martinsburg. We had a bye week, so we're ready to get back in action and play them and hopefully come out with a win.
While studying the film, what are some things that stand out to you about Martinsburg?
They have a good QB, a good line, and their defense is very well taught and sound. But I think in the end, I think we'll do good versus them.
What do you feel like you guys need to execute to potentially pull off the upset?
I think we just need to be well communicated and know what we're doing at all places on the field and have a good offensive day during them.
All right, man. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
As I'm now joined by Kyrie Bunny, wide receiver and safety here for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Kyrie, caught up with you earlier in the season. It's been a few weeks now. How do you feel it's kind of been?
Good. I feel like we've taken it week by week and just gained more trust for each other overall. But it's just been good overall.
Senior year for you, from the start of the season up until now, what do you think you've really kind of grown in?
More of like the yak game when I catch the ball and get upfield. I couldn't really do that at the beginning of the season. I was a little bit more nervous too, and just show more that I'm more than a deep threat. And yeah, just get more up the field and not just go deep every play. And yeah.
Last week against Morgantown, everything seemed to be working. Another big game for you with 4 touchdowns. Just talk a little bit about that game and how it felt out there.
Well, at first, it started off slow. We started off slow with the fumble in the beginning, but then we started to pick it up. But what got us going was on the sideline. Everyone was just getting more hype, and I feel like that's when everyone just started to take off, and our defense started to get going. If our defense isn't going, then we're not going at all. But, yeah.
This week it's Washington, a team that's had a pretty good season for themselves so far this year. What's stood out to you so far when you've kind of looked at the film about them?
They definitely will take shots deep, and they run hard. And they do man up. They do press, or they man up. So, I mean, it's just gonna give them our best shot.
What are you excited for about this week? What are you guys hoping to execute to get the win?
New plays, trying stuff new, getting ready for playoffs, and just maybe a new package or so, maybe.
All right. Thank you for the time, Kyrie. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That was our player interviews brought to you by the Mary Scoop and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them today at 304-263-4343 or stop in and schedule an appointment at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Back with more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In 2024, more than 360,000 people will be diagnosed with breast cancer, but there's hope. Advancements in early detection methods and support continue to increase the chances of survival. When caught in its earliest localized stages, the 5-year relative survival rate is 99%. WVU Madison Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center encourage women 40 and older to schedule a 3D mammogram at one of our local facilities today.
This is John Hardy. I'm asking for your support to elect me as Berkeley County Commissioner. I have had the privilege to serve in the West Virginia Legislature for the past 6 years and will use my experience to serve Berkeley County better. I will continue working at the state and county level to improve our local road systems, control residential growth, and remove inequitable local fees. John Hardy, lifelong resident, local businessman, effective leader, and proven fiscal conservative. Vote John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission on November 5th.
Paid for by candidate.
Washington High School, just a few minutes away from kickoff between the undefeated Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Washington Patriots. Let's now get you tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Bodwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs. Visit them online at bodwellinsurancesolutions.com or call 304-283-0864. First, for the Martinsburg Bulldogs at left tackle, it's Peyton Kaufman, left guard Brady Breeden, centers, Cade Marshall. Right guard, Xavier Pollard. Right tackles, Jordan Kovacs. Wide receivers for the Bulldogs, you have Boston Todd, Kyrie Bunny, Izzy Martinez, and Braden Miller in the starting rotation. At running back, it's Nick Buskey. At quarterback, it's Coy Fegan. Now for the projected starters for the defense. Up front on the line, it's Frankie Urias, Xavier Pollard, and Peyton Kaufman. Linebackers, Ty Ricketts, Nick Buskey, Ace Flores, and Brian Dick. At corner, it's Kingston McDonald Gibson and Izzy Martinez. At safety, it's Braden Miller and Coy Fegan. Now for Washington, at left tackle, it's Isaiah Osafo-Mensah. Left guards, Brantley Lawson. Centers, Stephen Naputi. Right guard's Tucker Sine, and right tackle is Vincent Arnicker. Wide receivers, you have Terry Ray III, Isaiah Beard, Camden Pritt, and Javon Jones. Running backs, Tavon Jones, and at quarterback, it's Michael Thompson. For defense, you have Isaiah Osafo-Mensah, Brantley Lawson, Colby Carter, and A.J. Lopez up front. Linebacker, it's Camden Pritt, Kyrie Brooks, and Alan Casey. Corners are Mario Prince and Javon Jones. Safety, it's Terry Ray and Cameron Togans. That is your starting lineups as we now get our keys to the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere with the keys to the game. Dylan, go.
For Washington, I think it's going to be whether they can establish the run. And I talked about the deep plays down the field last week. Morgantown was able to get a little bit of a run game going where they had to honor it. When it was kind of a lot of misdirection. Are they going outside, inside, who's getting the ball? And that was able to set up the deep shots down the field to Carter Cooper. And I think Washington's going to have to be able to do a similar sort of thing. Can you make Martinsburg have to respect the run to the point where they can't really use two high safeties, and then you can get guys over the top one-on-one against corners on the outside?
Let's step aside, take our final break of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Then we'll be back with kickoff. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
And that concludes today's pregame show.
We play every play like it's the most important play of the game.
Who let the dogs out? Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening kick, and play-by-play action of West Virginia High School football. Today's game is being brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rocks, John Hardy, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go back to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome back here. Opening kickoff just occurred a little bit earlier than expected. kickoff, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. The kickoff went into the end zone for a touchback, so you didn't miss much. It's 1st and 10 Martinsburg at the 20-yard line. Screen pass from Coy Fegan to the far side. That is high as the pass intended for Jay-Sean Durding is incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And they just try to get the screen game going a little bit and weren't able to connect on it.
Taking a little bit here, as it looks like we actually had a penalty on the play. Penalty called against Washington. It's a 10-yard penalty, so Martinsburg gets to move the chains on that for a first down now at the 30.
I didn't see the signal from the white hat on what the penalty was.
Neither did I, but 1st and 10 now at the 30-yard line of Martinsburg.
10-yard penalty, that could be hands to the face maybe.
To run to Nick Buskey. He has space on the near side, gets a block from Kyrie Bunny as he tries to go down the sideline, stays in bounds out across the 50 inside Washington territory before being pushed out of bounds. But it's a big gain for another Martinsburg first down as Alan Casey pushes out Buskey at Washington's 47-yard line.
That's pretty big for Martinsburg offense. Nick Buskey has struggled a little bit the last few weeks. It's been a while since he's been able to break out and have a bunch of yards in a game. See if that can break the streak today.
Fegan alone in the backfield now. Rolls out to his right after getting the snap. Feels the pressure but breaks through a tackle, but now is wrapped up as he was still trying to go to that far side outside the hash marks. Loss of about 3 on the play, it looks like, so that'll make it 2nd and 13 from the 50-yard line.
It was a good blitz call by Washington that time.
They like to do that. We've been told here by Coach Terry Ray they are not afraid to pressure the quarterback, send that blitz, and try to make them have a quick decision. So 2nd and 13. Looks like 2 receivers to each side for Coy Fegan. Buskey at running back to his left. Fegan gets the snap. Quarterback keeper as he tries to go right up the middle. Pushes forward into Casey again, the sophomore at linebacker, bringing Coy Fegan down, but he's across the 45, and they spot the ball at the 43-yard line of Washington. So now about 3rd and a little bit more manageable. Looks like 6 yards to go here on this 3rd down. So 2 receivers again to each side for Coy Fegan. And they get him with a hard count. Washington was sending everybody in the box, and about all, except for maybe one, jumped off sides there. So 5-yard penalty, 2nd penalty of the night for Washington, will make it a 3rd and 1 now for Martinsburg.
That's the risk you take when you're really aggressive on defense like that. You can get a little out over your skis and be a little undisciplined. It's easier when you're going off on, full force like that.
Whistle stops after the penalty, and waiting to see. It looked like they kind of just moved the ball back a little bit to make it 3rd and inches. 10 minutes left here in the first quarter. It's a handoff to Nick Buskey. Buskey bounces off a tackle, now is tripped up as he stumbles forward and is tackled at the 30-yard line, but that's enough for a Martinsburg first down.
2 good runs open up for Buskey.
9:45 left here in a scoreless first quarter. Looks like they say Buskey was actually brought down at the 31-yard line, so 1st and 10 from the 31 of Washington. 2 receivers to the left, 2 more to the right. Fegan shotgun formation, Buskey to his right. They send Bunny in motion on the near side. Fegan drops back the pass, drilled as he throws and overthrew the ball for the intended receiver, Kyrie Bunny, in the end zone as Fegan took a shot there on that play, but he's back up.
Well, look to the NFL. And what has really been very successful for defensive coordinators over the last few years, it's been the blitz. It's been guys like Brian Flores and Mike McDonald that bring pressure from all around the defense to confuse quarterbacks, confuse the offensive line. You can see that trickle down. That can work at a lot of levels.
2nd and 10 now at the 31. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side for Fegan. Gets the snap, hands it off to Buskey. Buskey goes right up the middle, jukes past one man, stumbles now, is tripped up. wrapped up by the legs and brought down. In on the tackle was Camden Pritt, and he stops Buskey just shy of the first down by about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Already 39 yards for Nick Buskey on 3 carries. He's showing life early in this game that he hasn't been able to get in the last 4 or 5 weeks, maybe.
3rd and short, Fegan alone in the backfield. Buskey at H-back to the left side of the line, and again they go with the hard count, and contact's made as Martinsburg center Cade Marshall gets knocked over. Another encroachment penalty against Washington for 5 yards is good for another Martinsburg first down.
3 penalties on 1 drive. And that one causes a first down. The other one caused a 3rd and 6 to go to 3rd and 1.
Martinsburg now inside the red zone for the 1st and 10. 8.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Fegan in shotgun formation. Buskey to his left. Read option. Fegan keeps it. Slips up the middle. Now tries to shed off a tackle, but a few more Patriots rally to the ball as initially there was Terry Ray to make contact and bring down Coy Fegan, but that's a gain of about 5 yards to make it 2nd and 5.
Just a classic Martinsburg play this year, pulling the guard and having Coy Fegan taking himself, able to get a solid gain.
8 minutes left in the first. For those tuned in on TV, there's a few lights out on the scoreboard, so don't be confused here. I'll do my best to give you this as it's a fade route. Deep ball to the far side of the end zone from Fegan, intended for Bunny, was caught, but they say Bunny was, I believe, out of bounds, so incomplete pass to bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, there's not much room for error on a pass like that, on a play like that. So it just, just a little off.
7:48 left here in the first. It's Washington and Martinsburg still scoreless here on Martinsburg's opening drive of the night. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fegan alone in the backfield again as he has Buskey as an extra blocker on the left side of the line. Buskey now blocking here as Fegan sends a screen pass to the near side, caught by Boston Todd, who's inside the 10. Does he have enough for a first down will be the question here on the 3rd and 5. It looks like they're giving him it around that 7-yard line. He needed to get to the 8. So that's a 1st and goal now for Martinsburg.
And it went back to the screen game that didn't work on the very first play of the drive, but got it that time. Just working the outside, making the Washington defense have to expand themselves out.
It's a 1st and goal for Martinsburg. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. Washington again sending the blitz as the snap is bobbled by Fegan. He's just barely able to hand it off to Buskey, and Buskey immediately stopped in the backfield for a loss of, I believe, 2 on the play at the 9-yard line now is where the ball spotted. Bring up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that's rough. Just a bobbled exchange, or I think a bobbled catch of the snap from the shotgun. It's just kind of, broken play from the start.
Again, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near sides. Bunny as Fegan takes the snap, tries to run to the left, breaks through a tackle in the backfield, now tiptoes on the near side, dives for the pylon, but they say he stepped out about a yard shy of the end zone, so that'll make it a 3rd and goal from the 1, but it almost looked like the sophomore Alan Casey was about to get another tackle for a loss, but Coy Fegan just being very tough here to fight through it as we have a injured Washington Patriot down here with 6:31 left in the first quarter. Our first quarter is brought to you by the W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931. Visit WHMsystems.com, as well as Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Also, since the kickoff came early, never got our intro to game officials, which is brought to you by Panhandle Dumpsters. Sign up with Panhandle today at panhandledumpsters.com and use promo code TV10 to get your first month free, as tonight the referee for the contest is Mitch Shaw, Umpire is Randy Robinson. Head linesman's Randy Stoops. Line judge is Rob DeLine. And the back judge is Danny Burdett. As the Washington Patriot that was down, Vincent Arniker, is now up and will slowly make his way to the near sideline here. Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman on the TV10 side of things are Matt Miller. Our sideline producers, Kenny May. Back at the studios, Nick Verzolini. You'll hear from him at halftime and postgame with some scores from around the area as we get ready now for 3rd and goal at the 1. Fegan gets the snap, runs to the right side of the line, pushes forward, and is in for a Martinsburg touchdown with 6:24 left in quarter number 1. It's now Martinsburg 6, Washington 0.
And that play entirely relies on Nick Buskey making a lead block out on the defender on the edge. And he did a good job, and it allowed Coy Fagan to just have to deal with a guy right at the goal line, and he pushed through. He has the strength to just power that and reach the ball just barely over the goal line.
Sam Collins out to attempt the extra point for Martinsburg. Snaps back, kick is up, and the kick is good, making it Martinsburg 7, Washington nothing. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
And we welcome you back here to Washington High School as Collins set to kick off here for Martinsburg, who now leads Washington 7-0 here in beautiful night in Charlestown, West Virginia. Sunset, kind of see the sunset orange to the left side as it's still fully going down. As Collins kick a low line drive, end over end, that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, which gives us time for our scoring drive summary, which is brought to you by John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission. Vote John Hardy on November the 5th.
It was a 13-play drive, and Martinsburg usually able to bring it down the field a little more than that. Go 80 yards in the end, some of those on penalties, 20 of them on penalties, and ends in a 1-yard touchdown run by Coy Fagan.
Yeah, they almost took up half of the first quarter. 6:24 left here in the first, as it's a 1st and 10 at the 20 now for Washington. 2 receivers to each side, and it looks like they're going with Braylon Holmes at quarterback for this opening play, as it's a run up the middle by Jones, and Jones will pick up 2 yards to make it 2nd and 8.
I thought the Washington defense did okay on that first drive, despite giving up the touchdown. They gave up a couple explosive runs to Buskey, the 23-yarder on the very first play. They were a little undisciplined in taking the penalties that they did, but they did an okay job. Coy Fagan was incomplete on his first 3 passes of the game.
That was actually Alan Casey in on the carry, not Jones, as again it's a handoff to Casey from Holmes, and it's blown up in the backfield as Martinsburg able to get a tackle for a loss. I believe it was Kovacs in on the tackle. A loss of about 5 on the play will make it 3rd and 13 now.
That play just entirely blown up before it even had a chance.
And now 5 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first. It's Martinsburg 7, Washington nothing here on this 3rd and long. Shotgun formation for Holmes. Running back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Looks like Martinsburg is about 7 in the box. They send a man in motion from left to the right side of the line as taking the snaps Holmes, but immediately flags thrown as the snap's going back. It's a delay of game penalty called against Washington. They didn't get the snap off in time, so another 5 yards going in the wrong direction here early on for the Patriots.
4 penalties already just over halfway through the first quarter. Jordan Kovac's 4.5 tackles for loss on the year now. Ties him with Peyton Kaufman for the most out of the defensive linemen, but it's been the linebackers that have dominated the tackles for loss for Martinsburg so far this year.
3rd and 18 at the 12-yard line for Washington. It's Holmes, shotgun formation. Casey to his left. Holmes gets the snap, drops back, looking to pass. Rolls to his right as he has pressure, and he's hitting the end zone. Loses the ball. Martinsburg dives on top of it. It's Peyton Kaufman scooping it up for the touchdown.
They're saying his knee was down, and then it's a safety.
Thank you, Dylan. So either way, though, points for the Bulldogs. 4:37 left now here in the first. It's Martinsburg 9, Washington nothing.
Yeah, it's just the Martinsburg defensive line. It seemed like all of them were back there. I mean, that was an incredible play. I couldn't really tell who it was that picked up the ball, if it would have been a touchdown, or who knocked the ball out at first. But it did seem kind of a bang-bang play, whether Holmes' knee was down or if before the ball came out. So it seemed like a fine call on the field, even though Martinsburg would like, 4 more points with an extra point coming out of that play. But they do, you get the ball back on a safety. So Martinsburg offense goes right back out.
All right, as we now have the punt after the safety, and it's a skyrocket that's going to be bouncing at the 50-yard line, and now a jump ball. Braden Miller tries to high point it, and we have a dog pile. Not sure who got it here around the 50-yard line. Washington pointing as if they have it, but I think the signal is Martinsburg ball.
Why jump up for that ball? Let it go. Get away from it. If you're going to let it hit the ground, you let it hit the ground, and you let it go. There's almost no reason on any sort of punt, safety punt or regular punt, if you're going to let the ball hit the ground without catching it or fair catching it, you let it go after that point.
It's a ball at the 49 of Washington here for this drive for the Bulldogs offense. As Fegan, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side, gets the snap, dropping back, pump fakes, chucks it deep as Boston Todd wide open on the near side, and Todd lets it slip through his hands. He kind of slowed down to track the ball and then realized he needed to speed up at the last second and just couldn't gather that one. He would have easily had 6. As now he makes the slow jog back thinking about that one that he wishes he had back.
I think he just was a little late getting his hands together and try to let that one come in with sort of a basket catch.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 now at the 49.
Perfect play call. It's the wheel route off the fake screen. Pump fake from Fagan, but just couldn't get it.
Fagan looks to the far side now and overthrows his intended receiver and Dalvin Wheeler. Kind of put that one too far to the sideline.
Well, this is the worst that the Martinsburg passing game has looked early in a game. Obviously, that they've had a couple of drops that have contributed to that, but Coy Fagan's currently 1 of 6 for 6 yards.
3rd and 10 now. Ball at the 49-yard line of Washington. 9-0. Martinsburg leads it as Fegan sends a man in motion, hands it off on the jet sweep to the near side. I believe that's Izzy Martinez. No, it's Boston Todd. My apologies. As Todd inside the 45, brought down at the 43-yard line. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 4 to go.
Might as well go for it.
Martinsburg's going to go for it.
You're not going to get a ton of field position.
Three receivers to the right. One to the near side's Kyrie Bunny. Fegan shotgun formation with Buskey in the sidecar to his right. Martinsburg tries to go with the hard count to see if they can get Washington to jump for a third time. They do not. 9 seconds left on the play clock. It's winding down here. Game clock shows 3:38. Fegan gets the snap, bobbles it. Ball's on the ground. Fegan scoops it up, tries to extend the play, and just throws it to near side. It's caught by Buskey. Nobody's on the near side. Buskey at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Jukes past a man and walks into the end zone for a Martinsburg touchdown. Wow. What looked like sheer disaster again turns out to be 6 more points for the Bulldogs. 3:18 left here in the first. It's now 15-0 Martinsburg leading Washington.
I don't know, man. Sometimes stuff just works out. You know, you pulled something out of your bag of tricks there.
Martinsburg goes with the muddle huddle now, as you have 3 people on the left, 3 on the line, 3 on the right. Fegan shotgun formation with Collins behind him. As now Fegan goes down to hold for the kick. Snaps back, kicks up by Collins, and good. Make it 16-0 Martinsburg. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
This is Cody with Cody's Auto Body. The stories are on the way. Reliving glory days, the injury that prevented stardom, or the inevitable, I even could have made that play. With football season comes a lot of delusion of greatness. Well, no one believes you would have made it in the big leagues. Let's at least make them think you're a good driver. Bring that vehicle to me and I will make it the pride of the parking lot at every game. I'm Cody with Cody's Auto Body, the MVP of your season. That's Cody's with a T for trust.
We welcome you back here as Collins kickoff into the night sky, goes end over end, bounces at the 5 and does not go into the end zone. So now it's scooped up, and trying to make a play on it is Washington as they try to reverse fields from the near side to the far side, as in on the return is Mario Prince, and he's going to be wrapped up, waiting to see where they brought him down, as you have some extracurriculars going on out there, as well as Ace Flores, it looked like, got knocked over, but no flag thrown, as it appears they say he was tackled at the 4-yard line. So tough field position here for Washington. Quickly, scoring drive summary brought to you by John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission.
4 plays, 49 yards, and it's a 43-yard touchdown on, I don't know, let's call it a screen pass to Nick Buskey, or, just whatever it was, broken play.
The most broken play that you'll potentially ever see, but at the same time, we saw one last week. So, I don't know.
It's the one that I called the Lamar Jackson play.
Yes, and I called it a different play.
Yes. I mean, that was...
If that happened, saves us once again.
If that happened in an NFL game for the Ravens, I'd be like, yeah, no, that makes sense that happens to Lamar.
16-0 Martinsburg leads Washington. 3:04 left here in quarter number 1. Michael Thompson in at quarterback at the 4. And it's a quarterback draw as they're just trying to get out of the shadow of the end zone. Thompson shimmies in the backfield and then finds the hole, goes forward to about, I believe, the 9-yard line.
8 or 9.
Yeah, I was trying to count. Our angle is pretty tough in here to see where that ball spotted on the far side hash mark.
So about 3, maybe 4 yards on that one.
Yeah, it looks like 4 yards is given, as the scoreboard shows a 2nd down and 6.
I think it was a speed option that Thompson kept the ball on.
Thompson shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side as he sends a man in motion from the left side of the line to the right side as an extra blocker. As they try to run to that side with the running back, but he's immediately brought down by Kaufman, as again in on the carry is Alan Casey. Casey gets across the 10 to about the 10.5, 11-yard line. Make it a 3rd and 4. 2 minutes left here in the first.
Yeah, your play calling here is limited when you're in the shadow of your end zone because we saw in just the last possession what can happen with some drop back passes in this area.
Thompson, shotgun formation. Casey this time to his right side. And they send a man in motion. That's Adrian Lopez on the line, and now some motion up front. Looks like it might be Tucker Sign, the right guard, jumping early.
Man. 5th penalty of the first quarter for Washington.
So 5-yard penalty from the 10 to the 5-yard line now, as it's now 3rd and 9.
I'll give credit to Martinsburg. No penalties so far. Not many penalties last week. I think only 4 on the game in total. So they've cleaned that up a little bit here in the last 5 quarters or so.
Washington breaks the huddle. 5 seconds left on the play clock. As Thompson drops back to pass, breaks through the pressure, chucks it deep, but it goes out of bounds as that almost looked like we were about to have another safety as Peyton Kaufman came off the edge and somehow, some way, Michael Thompson just stepped up and out of that sack.
Yeah, Thompson did a better job, I think, than Holmes did on the last drive of seeing the pressure earlier at the very least, and being able to step up to where you still have time and room to get the throw off.
Punt team comes out now on the 4th and 9 from the 5-yard line. Miller back to return for Martinsburg, right now standing at about the 37-yard line, as I believe that's Osafa Mensah out there, the back of the end zone. His punt is away. As Miller catches it at the 40-yard line, spins past one man, jukes past another, breaks through one tackle, but now is sandwiched and brought down at the 37-yard line of Washington, and that's where Martinsburg's offense will come back out with 55.3 seconds left in the first. It's Martinsburg 16, Washington 0.
It's risky to field that punt by Miller, but every punt return is a risk. I think that's got to be... That's the position I would least want as a football player, is punt returner, because you got those guys flying down at you. You got to keep focus on the ball and them. It's, man.
3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. They send Todd in motion from left to right as Fegan gets the snap, drops back the pass, rolls to his right, throws it to Boston Todd underneath. He makes the catch, tries to break through one tackle, spinning and brought down across the sticks. Should be enough for a Martinsburg first down. Ball at the, I believe, 26-yard line, 25-yard line it looks like they give him. So,
it was a clever
12.
It was a clever little play design. Todd actually came in motion before he got through the entire offensive line. The ball was snapped, and he went through the offensive linemen, 2 of them, on his way out to try to, mess with the defense.
3 receivers again to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation for Feggy. Buskey to his left as deep shot for the far side for Kyrie Bunny, and it's out of bounds. I'll bring up a 2nd and 10. So, I believe that stops the clock somewhere in the 20-second range, as there's some lights off on the game clock that makes it very difficult to read. Pretty much impossible to read at this point. You see a 2 and then
20-something seconds. I think it's a 1.
Yeah. It's the ball. Snap back. The Fegan, he hands it off to Buskey. Buskey bounces back and forth into the secondary and fighting for more yards here after being contacted as he gets to the 5-yard line to make it 1st and goal.
Going back to that safety punt, Nick makes a great point that I didn't think about. A safety punt, I believe, has the same, or he believes, has the same rules as a kickoff, to where Washington could have just recovered it and after it went 10 yards. So that's something I didn't think about. I'm glad Nick brought that up.
2 receivers to each side. Fegan shotgun formation. Buskey to his right. See if they get the play off in time. They do not. So the quarter comes to an end. It is Martinsburg 16, Washington 0 at the end of one. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. They got the golden chicken sandwich, the hot honey mango, and one with the 4 basic food groups: chicken, buffalo, bacon, and ranch. Righteous!
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. I'm getting the golden chicken sandwich or the buffalo bacon ranch. Hot honey mango for me. Dude, you don't have any eyebrows.
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Welcome back here to Washington High School. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, as well as WRNR TV on YouTube. Alongside me on the calls, Dylan Bishop. Cameraman is Matt Miller. Sideline producer / Red Hat doing the work tonight, Kenny May. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. 16-0, Martinsburg leads Washington after 1 quarter played. Martinsburg trying to add on to that lead here. A 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 2 receivers to each side for Fegan. Shifts Buskey over to his left. Marshall snaps it back. Fegan is going to be sacked as he kind of just waited too long there to make a decision, and I believe that's the first time Martinsburg's given up a sack all year, as Camden Pritt, the senior linebacker, gets there for the sack.
It kind of feels like the first sack. I'll check back through our statistics.
I know a few weeks ago, whenever I talked with Peyton Kaufman, he was bragging about they hadn't given up a sack.
Yep,
so
that is the first
I don't
one.
think they gave up one to Morgantown, so yeah.
Yep. On first 106 completions or attempts for Fegan. No sacks.
2nd and goal now from the 13. Send a man in motion. Screen pass on the motion is caught, but it was low as Dalvin Wheeler gathered it and then just lost his footing. So Martinsburg again continues to just go backwards here, now at the 16-yard line for the 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I don't know really what happened there. It might have just been a slip, but I think the kind of defenders were closing in to begin with.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Fegan shotgun formation. Buskey to his left. Is snap back to Fegan, looking to the near side. Throws it deep. And he has the receiver in the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Wheeler gets it and puts the foot down. 10:34 left now in the first. It's Martinsburg 22. Washington, nothing. What a there to get it over the arms of Camden Pritt and find Wheeler.
It's just a nice corner route run by Wheeler there. His first receiving touchdown of the year. I think his first touchdown overall.
Collins on to attempt the extra point now for Martinsburg, who again goes with the muddle huddle. Now will bring everybody in for a more traditional formation for the PAT. But they struggle to do that for a little bit. As Collins now winds his steps up, snaps back, holds down by Fegan. Collins' kick is up, and that kick's good, making it 23-0 Martinsburg here in the 2nd quarter against Washington. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
My kids. You know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
5. We welcome you back here as Sam Collins' kick is up, end over end, in the middle of the field, and caught by Washington's Javon Jones, who runs it to the near side out across the 20 before being pushed out of bounds by Colin Schaffner around the 25-yard line of Washington. Scoring drive summary brought to you by John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission. Vote John Hardy November 5th.
6 plays, 37 yards. Ends up with a 15-yard touchdown from Coy Fagan to Dalvin Wheeler for his first touchdown of the year.
So now Martinsburg leads it 23-0 here in the second quarter with 10:26 left on the clock. Michael Thompson at quarterback. We'll have 5 wide, 3 receivers to the far side, to the near side. Thompson sets. It's a snap as he drops back the pass, looking to the far side. Now feels the pressure. He's going to be wrapped up and finally brought down by a swarm of Bulldogs. Wasn't sure if they were just going to stop his forward progress or not, as about the entire defensive line, as well as Nick Buskey there to bring down the big Michael Thompson for the loss.
Already their second sack of the game when they've been averaging just 2 sacks per game. We kind of talked about that in pregame. Say, why is Martinsburg giving up more rushing yards than usual? Only 2 sacks a game so far, and obviously lost yards on sacks contribute to a team's rushing totals.
2nd and 15 after the 5-yard sack. Thompson, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side. Drops back, looking to pass to the far side as Jones, who makes the catch against Miller. Now tries to go past Miller, but Miller able to wrap him up, spin him around inside the 30. It looks like they give him the 32-yard line, so gain of 12 on the play will make it about a 3rd and 4. Or 3rd and long 3.
Nice out route run by Jones on the outside. Able to make the connection and make up a good bit of that 2nd and long.
Thompson, shotgun formation, Casey to his left. 2 receivers to each side. It's Thompson. Low snap, gets it, drops back, looking to pass, floats it deep, has a man in stride. It's Jones at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, stumbles before getting to the end zone, as it looks like just getting the shoe might have been Kingston McDonald Gibson, but a huge play there by Washington to get it a 1st and goal for the Patriots here in the second quarter. And we said during the pregame, that's probably the shots that they need to take if they want to score. Now it looks like they actually said he stepped out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
13 even.
13-yard line, yeah. I did not
we're
realize that, but we're
on the far
all the
side.
way over here, so tough to tell. So 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Thompson will hand it off to his running back, Casey, who tries to fight forward. 2nd, it's him a few more yards as it's brought down at the 9-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 6, as I believe that might have been Holmes now out there running back.
It was a great throw on that big play down the field. We said, like you mentioned, Colin, Morgantown put it on tape that Martinsburg secondary can be susceptible to some big plays.
I was right. That was Casey at running back. He's still to the right side of Thompson. They shift Lopez from left to right. They go again to Casey, and Peyton Kaufman's right there on the initial effort. Ace Flores finishes it. A loss on the play. About 3 will make it a 3rd and 8 at the 11-yard line.
Well, You really wish you would have scored a touchdown on that big play because Martinsburg can shut you down, bend but not break. You can't throw a 40-yard pass down the field when you're only 11 yards from the end zone.
3rd and 8, 5 wide again, 3 to the left, 2 to the right as Thompson has the space. Looks like he's going to keep it, trying to go to that far side, but not close enough to picking up a first down. So that'll be 4th and short. As getting a score update from across the opposite county, Berkeley County on the north side. Spring Mills has finally given up points, Dylan.
Wow.
University made a field goal, so the shutout streak comes to an end. However, Spring Mills still leads at 14-3.
And still has yet to give up a touchdown.
So 4th down and 4. Washington. Thompson gets the snap, runs to his right, runs forward now, and he's going to be stopped short. Turnover on downs. It kind of, to me, looked like Thompson got that ball by surprise. They were going with the hard count, and all of a sudden the snap came back because nobody was moving when that snap came back to Thompson.
That's what it looked like to me, too. I think the center snapped the ball early, if they were even planning on snapping, which I assume they were. But it led to just not enough blocking on the outside for Thompson to get to the marker.
So even with the deep ball, Washington can't put any points on the board. It remains Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing here in the second quarter. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side for Coy Fegan with Buskey lined up to his right. Ball at the 5-yard line. Fegan gets the snap. Quarterback draw, goes up the middle, now tries to bounce it to the outside, stays on his feet at the 20, inside the 25, and pushed out of bounds across the 25 around the 26, 27-yard line.
Wow. That's not the first time this year that we've seen a play where we thought Coy Fegan was out of bounds or brought down, and then all of a sudden he pops out and keeps going. Timeout for Washington.
Timeout. Washington will take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30.
My roots run deep in Berkeley County. As a father, grandfather, and as your sheriff, it has never been more important to have a leader with the connections to properly address the issues that come with the rapid growth of this county. Whether it's working some of the largest profile cases in our area throughout my 35-year law enforcement career, coaching Little League Baseball, or leading our church security team, Mary Beth and I are determined to make Berkeley County safe for our children and your children.
I believe 5:59 left here in the second quarter with the lights out here and there on that game clock. It's kind of tough to tell, so I could be wrong, but
I think you're right because I think we were just at 6 minutes.
Okay.
I think while we have the time, I think the specific light that is out is the one that would turn that 5 into a 9.
Yes.
If you understand what I mean by that.
I do.
So I think that specific light has been the one that's out that can sometimes throw off what the time is. So if you're watching at home, just keep that in mind. I think that's the one that's out.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line as they go with a handoff to Brian Dick. Dick cuts to the near side, outside of the hash marks now, across the 40 and brought down just shy of the 45-yard line for another Martinsburg first down. Second quarter is brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremation, Robert Fields & Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880, as well as Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, it looks like they say Dick went down at the 43-yard line, so 1st and 10 at the Martinsburg 43. 2 receivers to each side for Fegan. Dick lined up to his right.
16 yards for Dick on that run.
Fegan. One-step drop, the pass, floats it just over his running receiver in Deshaun Durding. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
I think Fegan's had a little bit of a harder time getting into a rhythm today. Like he said, he started off 1 for 6, then threw that sort of broken play, screen touchdown to Buskey. Since then, made a nice throw for a touchdown in the red zone, but still overall having a pretty inefficient day passing the ball.
Two receivers again to each side. Kind of bunched in a little bit closer to the line than usual. Stacked one behind the other. Fegan shotgun formation. Takes the snap, drops back the pass. Now rolls to his right as he evades pressure. And that pass intended for Boston Todd's going to be deflected by Philip Shields III. We have a penalty in the backfield as well. It's a holding against Martinsburg, as you could hear Washington fans in attendance yelling for that one immediately. It was pretty clear as day as well from up here, too.
Yeah, you had the pressure come right up the middle, and when a quarterback scrambles out of the backfield, out of the pocket, I should say, that's a lot of times when you're going to see holding calls, when the defensive linemen kind of try to disengage and run after the quarterback, and the offensive lineman keeps a hold of them.
And now 2nd and 20 at the 33-yard line. Two receivers to each side. 5:11 left in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing. Fegan bobbles the snap, now rolls to his left, throws it deep, has Bunny on the far sideline, made the catch, but is he in bounds?
Says no. Says the far side judge.
Yep. Back judge that was tracking the far sideline said no, so another incompletion. That'll bring up 3rd and 20.
I think that's 0 for 3 now on those sort of deep balls down the field to Bunny at the back shoulder.
5 minutes left before halftime.
And they've just barely been off the mark so far.
Whistle blows as the ball looks like needs to be respotted at the 33. It was on the right side of the line. It's now put just behind that hash mark at the 33. So the front nose of the ball is touching it instead of the backside. Two receivers to each side. Fegan gets the snap. Screen pass to near side, caught by Wheeler. Wheeler going to be pushed out of bounds at the 35, so that screen pass is only a 2-yard gain to make it 4th and 18. It's the punt team going to come out for Martinsburg, and I don't know how many times I've said that this year. I honestly forgot who the punter even was. I'll be honest with you. It's Braden Miller. That's the answer, but yeah.
I would have been hard-pressed for me to answer that question, too. But that was an odd 3rd and long play call.
Nobody really to return deep. Washington kind of just playing it safe right now as Terry Ray now starts to go back. As Miller just send it on the near side. Not the best punts in the world. It'll go out of bounds, waiting to see where they said it went out. And it looks like the consensus is 39. The 39-yard line. Stops the clock with 4:32 left in the second quarter for Washington. Down 23-0 to Martinsburg.
They got themselves a stop. A holding penalty by Martinsburg helped along the way. But as I said, that holding penalty was kind of brought about by the pressure up the middle from Washington. They've been able to generate some pressure in the face of Coy Fegan and throw him off his game when he drops back the pass.
First and 10 at the 39. Thompson, shotgun formation. Casey to his left as Thompson takes the snap, drops back the pass, steps up. Now pump fakes as he tried to scramble, but immediately is wrapped up as now we get a late flag. The whistles were blowing, but Xavier Pollard decided to finish the play, and he's going to be flagged for unnecessary roughness, a personal foul against Thompson, who's shaken up after that one too, coming over to the near side to take the next play off.
I didn't think much of that play in real time. Maybe I need to see a replay of it to see just how unnecessary that was.
By the way, that was only the 3rd time Martinsburg's punted this year. You've had Coy Fegan do it once, Nick Buskey do it once.
So that might have been their first actual punt. The other two might have been pooch punts.
Yeah.
No wonder we didn't really know.
Ball at the 45 now is Holmes in a quarterback, gets the snap, runs to the left side of the line, and now
His forward progress will be stopped as Ace Flores wraps him up from behind and just bear hugs him to make sure he couldn't keep those legs churning, but he's able to get to about the 47-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 8 with 3:50 now left before halftime. It's Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing. Very fast-paced first half so far. Holmes alone in the backfield now. 3 receivers to far side to the near side for the sophomore quarterback. Gets the snap, drops back, looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, tries to scramble, squeezes through his 2 offensive linemen, but again, he's met by a few defensive linemen from Martinsburg. Kovacs and then Ace Flores able to help bring him down at the 41, bring up a 3rd and about 6.
I will say I went back and watched that unnecessary roughness penalty, and I'll say I understand it, but I also would have understood if they let it slide. That's my take on it.
3rd and 6 at the 41. Again, 5 wide. 3 to the right, 2 to the near side here. As Holmes drops back, looking to pass. Throws it across the middle, and it's caught by Jones at the 25-yard line. He's tackled by Braden Miller, but that's enough for a Washington first down. Looks like they say Jones came back to the 26-yard line, so 10 will be for the Patriots.
There's just a bit of an open hole in the middle of the field, and Holmes was able to find the open receiver in there. Nice pass.
Substitutions coming in for Martinsburg. 3 receivers to the near side, to the far side now for Holmes. The empty backfield. It's a quarterback draw, and he's immediately tackled as Xavier Pollard ripped through the line. A loss of 2 on the play will make it 2nd and 12. 2:10 left here in the second quarter. It looks like they're going to keep rolling with Holmes. Thompson has the helmet on after that unnecessary roughness, but they're going with Holmes right now instead of the senior.
An interesting decision. He made a nice pass when he's thought, on that last move into the chains.
Continue to go 5 wide. It's Holmes drops back the pass again. It's blown up, so he has to roll to near side. Has a man, though, underneath, wide open. It's Isaiah Beard who makes the catch at the 20 and then gets 1 extra yard to the 19. That'll bring up a 3rd and short with 1:23 left here in the second quarter. Washington will use its second timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Washington used its second timeout of the half. Timeouts are brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. 1:22 left in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing. 3rd and 3 at the 19-yard line for Washington. Braylon Holmes at quarterback, 2 receivers to the left, 3 to his right. Holmes, again, alone in the backfield, gets a snap, drops back the pass, rolls to his right as Ace Flores brings him down as Holmes just has to throw that one away. Martinsburg sent the blitz, it worked, and now we get the flag thrown, and it looks like it's going to be a intentional grounding penalty. As they say Holmes never got out of the tackle box.
Yep, that's the right call. I think Martinsburg's defense has had the right response to Holmes out on the field and these empty looks, is to bring the pressure, make him either make a quick read and an accurate throw or force him to run away and dodge those blitzing defenders, and he just wasn't able to do it that time. He had just the last couple plays, the one right before the timeout specifically, he was able to do so, but just not on that one.
Minute 17 left now in this second quarter as out comes Washington's punt team as the ball at the 40-yard line. Looks like back to return will be Miller, standing at the 10. Snaps back. Punts. High one that is short. As Martinsburg runs away from it as it bounces at the 25, rolls to the 20. A flag thrown at the 20-yard line as well, as you had Ace Flores down. He's up, though, walking off the field. So, not sure what the flag will be. 1:03 left now in the second. Martinsburg will get the ball back. Just have to wait to see where. Did you see anything, Dylan?
I didn't notice anything in particular. Thought for a second it was Miller that was down, which would, obviously be kick catch interference, but I think it was Flores. They're going up 15 yards. It looks well. Are they repunting?
No,
I guess it could be
because Martinsburg's offense is out there, so. If the ball was down at the 20, it's a 15-yard penalty ball at the 35, first and 10, Martinsburg. 1:03 left in the second. Fagan shotgun formation to his right, two receivers to each side. Fagan takes a snap, one-step drop. Throws a pass on the far side, caught by Bunny, who immediately steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So a 12-yard completion makes it first down Martinsburg.
It's finally Bunny's first catch. He's been targeted plenty, but it's been all deep shots down the sideline that have just barely been out of bounds.
55 seconds left in the second. Three receivers to the right, one to the left being Bunny. Hand off to Dick, who goes up the middle, but he's met by Isaiah Safo-Mensah at the 49-yard line. That'll bring up second down as Martinsburg will use a timeout, stopping the clock with 50 seconds left. We'll step aside, take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here. Ball at the 50-yard line. 52 seconds left. It's Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing here in the second quarter. Martinsburg with the ball for this second down and 7. Two receivers to each side. Back in shotgun formation with Brian Dick at running back to his left. Fagan takes a snap, drops back, stepping up now to pass. Has a man open, but he threw it behind him as Dalvin Wheeler was open in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. But it falls incomplete to bring up third down.
Coy Fagan's just 6 for 15 on the day now. 40% completion percentage when on the season he's been at just over 70%. It's
a third down for Martinsburg. Three receivers to the right, one to the left. Fagan takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking to the far side. Now escapes. Fagan on the far side of the 40. Steps out around the 35-yard line, but that's enough for a Martinsburg first down, and it'll stop the clock with 35.5 seconds left.
It's just a cheat code back there at quarterback. Everything's covered down the field, but he can take off and run. Might be the fastest guy on the field to throw in the ability that he can throw the ball with.
Fagan. There's a screen pass on the far side to Bunny. Bunny tried to get a little bit shifty as one man slipped through the blocks, but it goes out of bounds just before the 30-yard line. It looks like they'll give him the 32-yard line for this 2nd down and 7. So again, 3 receivers near side. It's Darting, Todd, Wheeler. Far side, it's Bunny. Shotgun formation for Fagan. Dick to his right. Fagan gets the snap, hands it off to Dick. Dick, inside zone, on the run, gets to about the 26-yard line. And his forward progress is stopped as he's pushed back and is now down on the turf. Looks to potentially be in some pain.
Yeah.
So he'll be attended to. We'll step aside and take a 30-second break. 24 seconds left in the second. It's Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Drive More Days is back at Carter Myers Automotive. And this year, we'll keep you rolling with a $1,000 gas card. Visit any of our locations to take a test drive, and we'll enter you into a drawing to win a $1,000 gas card. With that kind of money, fill up at the pump for the rest of the year, completely on us. Stop in during Drive More Days for your chance to win a $1,000 gas card. Only at Carter Myers Automotive. Owners just care more.
We welcome you back here to Washington High School. Looks like Brian Dick is up as both teams now coming back out onto the field here for this 3rd and short.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. He's been a really good contributor for Martinsburg this year as the number 2 running back and number 2 quarterback. And he looks like he's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year.
So Buskey back in at running back. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Fagan, shotgun formation. That's a snap. Runs to his left. Is chased down by Lopez, but he's able to beat Lopez to the outside as Fagan will now step out of bounds inside the 20. Stops the clock with 17 seconds left. 1st down, Martinsburg. Looks like they gave him the 18-yard line is where they say he stepped out. No, 19-yard line.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's in between the 20 and 19, somewhere in there. But it makes for about an 11-yard, 12-yard gain for Coyle on that one.
Again, 2 receivers to each side. Ball on that far side hash mark. Fagan shotgun formation. Buskey to his left. Fagan takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking near side. Almost gets sacked, but he's able to slip past it. Now throws a pass to Bunny, who was wide open in the end zone, but he can't connect with him for the touchdown. Not sure if that got deflected or not by Philip Shields, who was kind of running across a few yards in front of Bunny. But now it's 2nd and 10.
I would hope that Bunny dropped that because he got slightly tipped and it threw off his trajectory to kind of catch that ball. Coy took a hit to the face. It wasn't a face mask. Yeah, I think he just got kind of smacked right in the face. But
11 seconds left. Fagan drops back the pass, steps up, floats it to the far side, and touchdown, Martinsburg. Another corner route, this time to Boston Todd. With 5 seconds left in the second, it's now Martinsburg 29, Washington nothing.
It's pretty much the exact same play that they scored their last touchdown on. Just the inside slot receiver corner. And this time it's Boston Todd. It's another nice throw by Coy Fagan and gets you right before the half.
Collins on to attempt the extra point now for Martinsburg. Fagan to hold. So snaps back. Kick is up, almost blocked, but it's through the uprights and good, making it 30-0 Martinsburg, leading Washington with 5 seconds left in the second. We'll keep it here since we're about to take our halftime break anyway, so no need to take a 1 minute when we're about to take a 2-minute break. So I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Matt Miller's our cameraman. On the sideline, it's Kenny May. And back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Stay tuned at the half. We'll have our Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show to give you some unofficial halftime stats. And then you'll also hear from Nick Verzolini with some scores from around the state. I already gave you one earlier. Last we heard from Spring Mills and University. It was Spring Mills leading, but University did finally score on the Cardinals to end the shutout streak. So we'll see that score's changed. They'll also have the Jefferson score, if anything's updated there, and then a Musselman-Hedgesville score as well, the longest-running rivalry in the Eastern Panhandle tonight. As we get a short end-over-end kick to the far side, that will be fair caught at the 32-yard line by Washington. So let's now get our scoring drive summary brought to you by John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission.
8 plays to go 65 yards and end up in the end zone. It's a 20-yard touchdown by Coy Fagan to Boston Top.
That makes it 30-0. Martinsburg leads Washington. About 5 seconds left here in the half. Washington, it looks like, will just take a knee to head into halftime.
Yeah, as he should.
At least that's the formation. They're making sure it's set for Michael Thompson. And he does take the knee. The clock never ran, but it should now. There you go. The horn will sound, and that's the half. Both teams will head now off the field. It's Martinsburg 30, Washington nothing. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, and then be back with our halftime show. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
This is John Hardy. I'm asking for your support to elect me as Berkeley County Commissioner. I have had the privilege to serve in the West Virginia Legislature for the past 6 years and will use my experience to serve Berkeley County better. I will continue working at the state and county level to improve our local road systems, control residential growth, and remove inequitable local fees. John Hardy, lifelong resident, local businessman, effective leader, and proven fiscal conservative. Vote John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission on November 5th.
Paid for by candidate.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back here to Washington High School. We're at the half between the undefeated Martinsburg Bulldogs and the 4-2 Washington Patriots. It's Martinsburg 30, Washington nothing. Halftime show is brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me on the call is Dylan Bishop, sideline producers Kenny May. Cameraman is Matt Miller. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. You'll hear from him in a few minutes with some scores from around the state. It's been a interesting first half, to say the least. Not the cleanest or smoothest offense that we've seen in my mind, for Martinsburg, but you're still getting the job done, up by 30, and defensively you're forcing a shutout right now against the Washington Patriots, who are still scoreless against the Bulldogs, dating all the way back to 2016.
I mean, Martinsburg's passing game has been more inefficient than usual. I'll get into the stats here, for the full stats here soon, but Coy Fagan's only 8 for 18. He does have 3 touchdown passes. He's looked good in the red zone, in particular, throwing the ball. They've run the same play twice for 2 touchdowns. That, at the very least, has gone right for them. And they've run the ball pretty well, pretty explosively. Coy has a few runs, 3 runs over 10 yards. Nick Buskey has 2 runs of over 20 yards. So the offense could clean some things up. There was a dropped easy touchdown by Boston Todd earlier in the game in the first quarter. But on the other side, I do think that overall Washington has done a better job than some teams this year against Martinsburg when it comes to slowing them down, particularly early on in the game. When Coy started off 1 of 6 passing, I think they were doing a solid job of slowing them down, and it took them 13 plays to get down the field and score a touchdown. But other than that, I mean, the Martinsburg defense has been dominant. There's been one big play that they were able to get over the top. We said before the game that that's something that Martinsburg looked a little susceptible to last week against Morgantown, but overall, it's another Martinsburg domination so far.
About 16 minutes left here on the halftime clock. Let's get our first half stats brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game.
Michael Thompson, 2 of 3 so far, 78 yards passing, 55 of those all in one play. Braylon Holmes so far 3 for 3 for 13 yards. They are completing passes when they get them off, at the very least, you could say. Running the ball, it's been a whole lot of nothing for Washington. Holmes has 3 carries for 4 total yards. Thompson 6 carries, 5 total yards. Throw the sacks in there as part of that, but KC 5 carries for a single yard. Javon Jones has been the bright spot, 3 catches for 82 yards so far, and Isaiah Beard has a catch of his own. On the Martinsburg side, as I mentioned, Coy Fagan is 8 for 18, 113 yards for him, 3 passing touchdowns. On the ground, Coy was sacked for the first time all season. He has 9 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Nick Buskey's 5 carries have gone for 57 yards. Brian Dick's 3 carries have gone for 24 yards. Boston Todd has 3 of those catches for 38 yards and a touchdown. Nick Buskey's 1 catch went for 43 yards and a score. Dalvin Wheeler, 2 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown. Kyrie Bunny, 2 catches for 15 yards.
Anything else?
No, I kind of, those are the stats, went over kind of my analysis for the half and see if Washington can make any adjustments in the second half to put some points up on the board. For, you said, the first time against Martinsburg since 2016?
Yeah, 2016 is the last time Washington has scored against Martinsburg. So we'll see if that shutout streak survives tonight or not. We already know Spring Mill's current shutout streak that they had this year has come to an end against University. But I'm not going to give a score. That's Nick's job, and he'll do that in 2 minutes. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases, your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
West Virginians are fiercely independent, and mountaineers should always be free to choose. We want to be left alone to live our lives as we see fit. Why should politicians dictate what we can and cannot do with our bodies? Women deserve the same rights that every man has.
All fight to protect your right to privacy and to make your own healthcare decisions. I'm Stephen Wendelin, and I'm asking for your vote this November.
Paid for by Wendelin for Congress.
Spring is that perfect time for your outside oasis. RAI Properties has been in business for over 20 years. They do fences, patios, decks, and more. Call them and schedule an estimate today at 304-995-9764 or visit www.raiproperties.com. Again, call them and schedule an estimate today at 304-995-9764 or visit www.raiproperties.com.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. They got the golden chicken sandwich, the hot honey mango, and one with the 4 basic food groups: chicken, buffalo, bacon, and ranch. Righteous!
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. I'm getting the golden chicken sandwich or the buffalo bacon ranch. Hot honey mango for me. Dude, you don't have any eyebrows.
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
My roots run deep in Berkeley County. As a father, grandfather, and as your sheriff, it has never been more important to have a leader with the connections to properly address the issues that come with the rapid growth of this county. Whether it's working some of the largest profile cases in our area throughout my 35-year law enforcement career, coaching Little League Baseball, or leading our church security team, Mary Beth and I are determined to make Berkeley County safe for our children and your children.
Welcome into the halftime show, which is brought to you by Rob Blair for Sheriff. Vote Rob Blair on November 5th. We'll go over some high school football scores from the Eastern Panhandle, as well as the rest of the state of West Virginia. At the half, or close to halftime, Musselman on top of Hedgesville 12-0. The Applemen searching for that first win of the season, and if that score holds up, they will have a chance to get that here tonight. So Musselman in a good spot right now. Good game between Jefferson and Millbrook. It's the Cougars 20. The Pioneers 16 at the half. Jefferson on top. And then Spring Mills, as Colin mentioned, did give up now 6 points as there's been an update. It is 21-3. 21-6. Spring Mills leading University here at the half. So they have given up some points, but have not given up a touchdown. 2 field goals so far, and that one for the Hawks. Cardinals on top still, 21-6, and looking to continue their undefeated season, where they will most likely face off against an undefeated Martinsburg team next week as the Bulldogs lead it here at the half, 30-0. Some games from outside of the EPAC, but still some Panhandle games. Hampshire on top of Berkeley Springs, 24-7 in that one. Morgantown and Parkersburg South going at it. It's tied at 7 at halftime. Cabell Midland, who got its first win of the season last week against Musselman, leads Parkersburg 21-7 at halftime. Wheeling Park leading Butler, Pennsylvania 35-6, as Wheeling Park is just dominating in that one. And Woodrow Wilson leads now AAA Princeton 7-0 at halftime. So some interesting games going on around the entire state. A lot of good high school football here tonight. We'll take another break. On the other side of that break, we'll send it back to Colin and Dylan for the start of the second half. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. Our score here at the half, Martinsburg 30, Washington 0. Welcome back into the halftime show. Excuse me, which is brought to you by Rob Blair for Sheriff. Vote Rob Blair on November 5th. Welcome into the halftime show, which is brought to you by Rob Blair for Sheriff.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Hi, Delegate Mike Hornby here. While I do not have an opponent this election cycle, I want to talk about the power of your voice, your vote. Voting is not just a right, it's a responsibility that shapes our future. Each election is an opportunity to express your values and priorities. When you vote, you influence decisions on education, healthcare, the role of government, taxes and regulations, issues that impact our lives and the generations to come. Berkeley County, remember your vote is your voice. My family fled from a dictatorship where we didn't get a voice. If you don't speak up, others will make decisions for you. Let's honor the struggles of those who fought for our right to vote by exercising that right. This November, vote for the future you want to see at the local, state, and national level. I encourage all Berkeley County residents to vote. Voting has never been easier. We have 3 locations for early voting, and your polling place can be found at sos.wv.gov. Paid for by friends of Mike Hornby.
Hello, and welcome to the Alumni Association Minute. We are the Coopers, and we represent the Martinsburg High School Alumni Association. You have the opportunity now to help us because it is that time of the year, and we want to remind you that your dues and gifts and any help that you can to help the youth and the alumni here, please give us all opportunity to help them.
We were fortunate last year on Senior Day to hand out 15 $1,000 scholarships to the seniors from the alumni. And with your help, we can do that again this year, but it all depends on you. You can give 2 different ways. The $10 dues or more can be mailed to Martinsburg High School Alumni Association, Post Office Box 3007, Martinsburg, West Virginia 25402. You can go online to our secure website at MHSBulldogalumni.com. That's MHSBulldogAlumni.com. Either way would be fine as long as we get your help. There's over 15,000 of you still around because anybody that graduated from Martinsburg High School is considered an alumni, and we would really appreciate you sending your dues in.
So thank you so much for your help. And remember, we have a lot of good organizations here at Martinsburg High School, whether it's scholastic, after school, sports, good times. We ask you to help us become one of the better alumni associations for Martinsburg High School. Again, we thank TV 10 for their opportunity to help us and support us. We ask you now to continue to guide, God bless, and go Bulldogs.
Welcome back here to Washington High School. Just under 4 minutes left on the halftime clock. Our score, Martinsburg 30, Washington nothing. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Here helping us out on the TV 10 side of things is Kenny May and Matt Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini, who you just heard from with some scores from around the area. So, still waiting to see if Washington can put some points on the board here against Martinsburg. As we said, the last time they were able to do that was September 30th, 2016. So Martinsburg tries to keep that shutout streak going to 8 straight years.
And, I mean, there was the one big play down the field that got Washington close to putting some points on the board. You know, if you don't step out of bounds at the 15, you at least go down to the 4 and you have a better chance. So they got close. Like we said, this Martinsburg defense is a little susceptible to the big play over the top. And they showed that last week. They showed that this week. So we'll see what happens in the second half. You never know what happens when it comes to, can you break the shutout streak once if the game gets far enough out of hand that you bring the backups in. So you never know there. I think that the problem with wanting to take so many deep shots down the field is that the defense is going to know that's coming. And they're going to adjust to that, and they're going to clamp down on it. The key is to do things like pass it short or run the ball to set up to where Martinsburg has to respect you short so that you have that space over the top. And that's just not something that Washington's really been able to do. I mean, they have gotten a carry to a running back for 4 yards. The rest have been for 2 or less. So it's just not enough up front in the trenches to get things going on that part of on that side of the ball. And Martinsburg has, put up 30 points in a half. So the offense for the Bulldogs is doing just great too.
Will be Washington to get the ball to begin the second half. We'll see which quarterback they go with, both right now on the sideline here in front of us, throwing back and forth to each other. We've seen both so far in Michael Thompson and Braylon Holmes. It was Holmes kind of finishing things out there in the first half once Michael Thompson was brought down while whistles were being blown as Pollard drove him into the turf to draw a personal foul penalty. Thompson didn't come back in after that. So we'll see who they go with here in this one.
I've liked what I've seen from Thompson. I think he's been a little more reliable. He's shown that he can scramble on plays where the pressure comes. He can step up. He can choose a lane to avoid some of the pressure and extend the play a little bit. He's not slow. He can run the ball at least a little bit. He's got long legs, so it takes him a little bit more to get up to speed. So Braylon Holmes is a little bit of a better runner, but I think he's not so much of a better runner that it mitigates the loss in being able to pass the ball quite as effectively. Now, Holmes is 3 for 3 passing the ball. That's the one thing. But overall, I think he's 2 for 2 passing the ball, excuse me. But overall, I think I would go with Thompson. Maybe just try to do some things to mitigate the pressure, like bring in some extra guys, bring in a running back to block instead of going out for a route, bring in a tight end to do the same, move the pocket so that it mitigates the pass rush and the Bulldogs defenders can't just fly up the field at the quarterback. And that can maybe help you get the ball down the field.
Speaking captains, meeting with one another and the officials at midfield, and Thompson and Fegan, they'll now jog back to their sidelines as the 12 minutes are put up for the third quarter clock. So both teams now slowly making their way back out onto the field. Our second half kickoff will be brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit them at burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. Sam Collins will be ready to kick things off here in this third quarter for Martinsburg. He's been doing all the kicking duties so far tonight. Usually you see Cody Page out there as well, but we have yet to see him. So my guess is he's not here. Was not told anything, so that's pure speculation. But right now it's Sam Collins out there putting the ball on the tee.
We'll see what Washington can do. Like I kind of went over what I think for Washington's offense they can do. we'll see what happens on the other side of the ball, if they're able to contain Coy Fagan and company at all for as long as they may be out there. Obviously, if another touchdown or two might be enough to call it a night for him.
It's a short end-over-end kick that's going to be caught on the far side by Isaiah Beard, and he's going to run to the near side now, but be wrapped up around the 15-yard line. So 5-yard gain will make it first down Washington. The offense will head back out there.
Nice tackle on the kickoff team by Deontay Humphrey.
Yeah, Humphrey able to wrap up the legs of Isaiah Beard. Looks like Michael Thompson will be out at quarterback for this drive. Washington breaks the huddle. They send one receiver to the far side in Beard. Two to the near side. An extra blocker on the right side of the line in Lopez. Thompson gets the snap. Read option, keeps it himself, runs to the near side, and will just tiptoe down the sideline before being chased out of bounds by Ricketts and Ace Flores. As he stepped out, a yard shy of the first down marker, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 25-yard line.
I like that. Like I had just sort of said, Thompson is mobile enough that you can do some QB run game with him. You don't have to, call your plays as if he's a statue. You're not going to do really the designed runs that you would with Braylon Holmes, but I'd keep him out there.
Thompson, halfback toss to Casey. Casey runs to the right, now tries to cut up field and will be tackled for a loss on the play. Looks like about a 3 or 4 yard loss to bring up a 3rd and medium.
When you face a stifling run defense like this, it's so hard when you got guys that are fast at linebacker and safety and guys that are so good up front and strong that can break through the middle of the line. It makes it hard to really run the ball any sort of way, whether it's a toss or if it's a run up the middle.
Shotgun formation for Thompson here on the 3rd and 4. And he hands it off to Casey again, and another TFL is Nick Buskey, I believe, back there. A wrap up the back as he's slowly being helped up. Loss of 4 on the play will bring up a 4th down. Casey looks like he's going to stay out there, but definitely in a bit of pain. As you can see him kind of leaning down here. As Isaiah Safo-Mensah goes back to punt, standing around the 5-yard line. Back to return for Martinsburg's Braden Miller.
Oh, snap was
low
on
snap,
the ground.
And the punt is away. A short one on the near side, bounces at the 40 and will be stopped by Holmes at the 43-yard line of Washington. That's where Martinsburg will get the ball. With 10:14 left in the 3rd, it's Martinsburg 30, Washington nothing.
It's a nice chance for Martinsburg to start off this half. Good field position. See what they can do. Nick Buskey back out at running back after Brian Dick kind of ended the half as the man back in the backfield.
Yeah, Dick came out there towards the end with a injury, so we'll see if he re-enters as the handoff to Buskey. Buskey goes straight up the middle into the secondary, across the 35 and brought down at the 34-yard line. So 8-yard carry will make it, 9-yard carry will make it 2nd and 1.
Good point, Colin. I'm going to look. We're on the Martinsburg's on the far sideline, so it's hard to tell. I'll search out for Brian Dick over there, see if he's still in his pads with his helmet on or not.
2 receivers to each side for Fegan. Buskey lined up to his right. Fegan shotgun formation, gets the snap again, hands it off to Buskey, and Buskey has some great blocks as he cuts back and forth through the line, then tries to bounce it to the far side, but is tackled at the 29-yard line with 9:33 left in the 3rd quarter. That's enough for a Martinsburg first down.
About a 5-yard gain for Buskey. He had himself a nice first half, 5 carries, 57 yards. Now he's got himself 14 on his first 2 carries here.
Go back with 2 receivers to each side for Coy Fegan, who's in shotgun formation again. Buskey to his left. It's Bunny and Todd, the near side receivers. Wheeler and Dirting on the far side as Fegan drops back to pass. Hit as he throws, and that
kind of messes up the pass as Martinsburg wanted some extracurricular flags there as pass was incomplete, but finishing it off there was Washington.
The hit seemed fine. I don't know if there was any jawing that happened on the play, but people in the stands wouldn't know that.
That was Kyrie Brooks. Kind of giving a little extra there to Coy Fegan. 2nd and 10 now. The 29 of Washington. Fegan and drops back to pass. Screen pass on the far side is caught. Flag thrown in the backfield. Brooks in on the tackle. And we get a roughing the passer penalty called against Washington.
That time, yeah. Short after, as he gets rid of the ball. So you'll get about a 5-yard or so completion. And then I would assume half the distance to the goal after that.
So that is enough for a Martinsburg first down. Ball in the red zone now for the Bulldogs.
Looks like it's at the 11, maybe the 12.
12-yard line, it appears here. 2 receivers each side. Fegan goes with the hard count, and Washington jumps. An encroachment penalty. Puts the ball 5 more yards closer to the end zone for the Bulldogs in a 1st and 5 with 8:46 left in the third. It's Martinsburg 30. Washington nothing. Martinsburg again, knocking on the door of the end zone.
A lot of penalties tonight for Washington. Have them as 8. They had 4 of those in the first quarter, 5 of those in the first quarter.
Buskey at running back, lined up to the right of Fegan, who's in shotgun formation. Marshall snaps it to Fegan, who tosses it on the speed option to Buskey. Buskey on the near side, fighting with Brooks for the edge, but Brooks wins the battle, getting some help by Camden Pritt. Still a few yards gained there, about the 4.5, 5-yard line. It looks they give Buskey for a 2nd down and a long 2. So they flip the receivers around now. It's Bunny and Todd on the far side. Dirting and Wheeler, the 2 receivers on the near side. Under 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. Fegan barks out the play call. Buskey to his right. 3 seconds left on the play clock. High snap. Fegan brings it down. Goes right up the middle and into the end zone for another Martinsburg touchdown. 7:42 left in the third. It's now Martinsburg 36. Washington zip.
It felt like they pretty effortlessly moved the ball down the field that time, and they go back to the same play that they scored the first touchdown of the game on. Just give it to Coy Fegan, have the running back as the lead blocker on the outside, and Coy Fegan cuts up the middle of the offensive line this time and gets into the end zone.
Martinsburg goes back to that muddle huddle here on the PAT as Fegan now goes down, hold. They try to go with the hard count. Nobody for Washington moves, so Fegan stands back up, now goes back down. Snap back, kick is up, almost blocked by Lopez, who jumps past Sam Collins as the kick is good to make it 37-0. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. They got the golden chicken sandwich, the hot honey mango, and one with the 4 basic food groups: chicken, buffalo, bacon, and ranch. Righteous!
Rock's Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. I'm getting the golden chicken sandwich or the buffalo bacon ranch. Hot honey mango for me. Dude, you don't have any eyebrows.
Rock's Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
We welcome you back here. 7:42 left in the third. It's 37-0 Martinsburg as they go with a high end-over-end kick on the far side as it's caught at the 40-yard line by Washington. It's Kyrie Brooks making the catch. Let's get our scoring drive summary brought to you by John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission. Vote John Hardy November 5th.
6 plays, 44 yards, 5-yard touchdown run by Coy Fagan on that one as Martinsburg runs down the field and scores another one.
Looks like even though Brooks caught it at the 40, his momentum carried him back and he went out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So that's where Washington's offense comes out with the 1st and 10. Two receivers near side. As Thompson gets the snap, hands it off to Alan Casey, and Casey only gets a yard there. Maybe 2. It looks like they'll give him to the 30-yard line to make it 2nd and 8.
It's hard to abandon the run as at this point of the game, especially, but there's just not much of it doing Washington any favors at this point. Casey has minus 4 yards in the second half on his 3 carries. That's the first one that's gone for positive yardage.
2 receivers to near side, 1 to the far side. Martinsburg sending the blitz as Holmes is in. He runs to the right side, breaks through a tackle, kind of going over a man to shed that one. Got tripped up a little bit, but was able to keep his balance, get to the 44-yard line before being brought down. So that'll make it a 3rd down and 4 to go. 6:35 left in the third. It's Martinsburg 37, Washington nothing.
If you're going to bring in Holmes, I do think that's the type of offense to run with him. I do understand, maybe if you want to run the ball more, take time off. Well, they're taking too much time off in the huddle on this one.
At 1. And Washington's going to have to burn a timeout to prevent a delay of game on another 3rd down. We'll take a 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
By the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Give the Larry DeMarco team a call. The lights go out here for a quick second, but they're back. Whistles blow out of the timeout, and Washington commits a false start penalty. It's tough.
Yeah, especially when you just wasted a timeout to avoid a 5-yard penalty. You got to be better than that. Know the snap count. Don't get antsy.
And now it's a 3rd and 9 instead of a 3rd and 4.
And that's pretty much completely different. That's a whole different section of the playbook, 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 9.
Beard, the lone receiver on the near side for Washington, against Martinsburg's Kingston McDonald Gibson. So Holmes drops back the pass, keeps dropping back, now has to scramble to the near side, and he's going to get drilled, and it's intercepted by Peyton Kaufman, and he's going to go into the end zone for 6. Touchdown, Martinsburg. 5:54 left in the third. It's now 43-0.
He got rocked as he threw that ball. As far as I could tell, looked like a clean hit. But I do think Martinsburg's going to get flagged for taunting on the way to the end zone.
31-yard pick 6 makes it 43-0 Bulldogs.
He tried to make a play happen. I think the pass that was never open, so Holmes just held on to the ball. You got to just throw the ball in the dirt near the feet of your running back on a play like that, or wide receiver, whoever that screen pass. I think it was a running back screen. It's just Martinsburg completely just blew it up. It was covered, had pressure in his face. He tried to make some magic happen, but that's the risk you take when you try to extend plays like that.
I believe that's the second pick six for Peyton Kaufman this year.
I think you're right.
Holmes is hurt here on the near side. See him being attended to on the bench down below as the snap back. The extra point kick by Collins is up and good to make it 44-0 Martinsburg. Leads Washington with 5:54 left in the third. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
We welcome you back here. A 15-yard penalty against Martinsburg was called on that pick six by Peyton Kaufman, so Collins will be kicking off from the 25-yard line. Two men back to return for Washington, standing about the 17-yard line as Collins sends a low, awkward ball that will bounce out of bounds on the far side, as now we have some pushing and shoving going on here around the 40-yard line between Cofield and Brooks. No flags to
They were just kind of
go back to their sideline. Yeah,
they were locking horns during the play, and they just kind of extended out as the ball went out of bounds and the play was over.
It's 44-0. You don't want things, though, to get chippy here.
Yeah.
In this one. It's Michael Thompson out at quarterback. Holmes no longer on the bench, so that's a positive sign, as he's got his helmet in his right hand here on the near sideline. Definitely a bit of pain. You can see him limping. So, with the kickoff out of bounds, the ball will be at the 50-yard line for Washington.
Well, good field position.
Thompson, it's a new running back. I believe that's A.J. Lopez lined up to his left. Thompson takes a snap, drops back, looking to pass. Now has to scramble away from Peyton Kaufman. Throws it to Isaiah Beard, who is running parallel with him at the 45-yard line. Beard will make the catch before going out of bounds at the 46. So pickup of 6 yards there, make it 2nd and 4.
I think they'll give him 6 yards on that one. Nice job by Beard to come back to the ball, get himself open as the play kind of broke down. That's what a receiver has to do. Come back to the ball after your route. Get yourself open.
Thompson now has 5 wide, 3 receivers to right, 2 to the near side. Gets a snap, drops back, looking to pass. Gets hit in the backfield and now brought down. Ace Flores the first to get there, but finishing it off was Martinsburg's Xavier Pollard and Frankie Urias. A loss of 5 on the play will make it a 3rd and 9 at the 49-yard line.
I just don't think 5-man protection is going to be the answer here. And if you're dropping back the pass, if you're going empty, you need a tight end or a running back there. Just a straight-up 5-man protection, I don't think is going to do it for Martinsburg because they're sending guys on the blitz. The
Every time there's been 5 wide, they send the pressure, and it's worked. 2 receivers to each side. Running back now in the backfield is Lopez to help as an extra blocker, but Michael Thompson's going to be sacked again as Peyton Kaufman, I think, was surprised to be back there. He kind of stopped and waited to see if Thompson was going to move and then was like, all right, I got you. Just brings him down, and now the punt team comes out as the ball is at Washington's 40-yard line.
They did have Lopez back there blocking that time, but it just didn't matter. Kaufman got back and I think that's...
Did you see that too, though? He looked surprised to get there untouched and just kind of stopped and was like, can I tackle you, Michael? Is this okay? So Isaiah Osafo-Mensah on to punt. Back to returns Miller. Punt almost blocked by White and Brown, but it's away as Miller going to call for a fair catch at the 33-yard line with 2:19 left in quarter number 3. It's Martinsburg 44, Washington nothing. Third quarter is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361, as well as CMA's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Martinsburg. Stop in and see them today at 48 Kelly Island Road, or call 304-263-8821. Proud to be the owners who just care more. Looks like Brian Dick is okay. He's now out there as the running back, lined up to the left side of Coy Fegan, who is in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to each side for the 1st and 10. Fegan gets the snap, drops back, looking to pass, floats a deep ball for Kyrie Bunny, and he catches it at the 30 before falling down. And there you go, finally getting that one as he's down at the 27-yard line of Washington for a 1st and 10.
It's taken some tries. I think that's at least the 4th deep target that Kyrie Bunny has had down the field, and finally they were able to connect on one.
Waiting for the line to make their way down the field so that Martinsburg can line up. They have 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left being Bunny. I believe Buskey now in at running back for Coy Fegan. And the play clock's at 0. Let's see if anybody notices it. No. Martinsburg gets away with a delay of game as it's a handoff to a different running back. I thought that was Buskey out there. That is actually Terrell Cofield on the carry for a gain of 2 to make it 2nd and 8. Under a minute left now in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Fagan's even out here for this possession. I know that Brian Dick was shaken up earlier in the game, so maybe that's the reason why. But I would think if you have another quarterback to go to, that you would go to him here, but maybe we'll give him one more drive.
Fagan gets a snap, looking to pass, throws it underneath, has a man. It's caught by Wheeler. Wheeler tries to make man miss, now gets his jersey grabbed and almost broke through that one as everybody else was kind of rallying to surround him. We'll see if this is the final play of the quarter or not. It's a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line for Martinsburg, and I think they're going to let the game clock go out as we head to the 4th. It's Martinsburg 44, Washington nothing. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Dr. Michael Zaplicki, Neurointerventional Radiology. Dr. Brittany Davis, Psychology. Dr. Durba Dungana, Family Medicine, Sports Medicine. Nurse Practitioner Melanie Douglas Soul, Gastroenterology. Dr. Vishal Gupta, Gastroenterology. And Physician Assistant Connor Hull, Ear, Nose, and Throat. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Happy election season. The Berkeley County Republican Victory Center is located at Unit 143, Number 2, 115 Aiken Center in Martinsburg. We are open every Monday through Saturday from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. through Election Day. We are closed on Sundays. We have candidate information and yard signs available. Our merchandise shop has something for everyone and for everyone's budget. We are gratefully accepting volunteers at Unit 143, Number 2, 115 Aiken Center in Martinsburg. Contact us by email at bcrvictorycenter@gmail.com. Don't forget the reason for the season and go vote.
We welcome you back here to Washington High School as we head to the 4th. It's Martinsburg 44, Washington nothing. 1st and goal for the Martinsburg offense at the 9-yard line. Looks like Coy Fegan will have Terrell Cofield at running back. And 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Fegan makes sure everybody's set. Gets the snap. Hands it off to Cofield, and Cofield's going to go right into the end zone for a touchdown. 50-0 Martinsburg here in the 4th.
Time never went off, but with the mercy rule, it's just going to start ticking now and not stop as the PAT unit comes out.
And that's a nice cap off to a fantastic day for the Martinsburg offense. Fagan was inefficient passing the ball in the first half, but it didn't have to do much in the second half, and his running made up for it, and so did the running backs.
Collins' extra point kick is up and good, making it 51-0 Martinsburg. For the 5th time this year, gets a 50-burger. Step aside, take only a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Only taking a 30, Kenny.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases, your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
For Martinsburg. Back to return will be Beard and Jones. Just waiting for Washington to get into position before Collins kicks this one away. Then we'll have our scoring drive summary after the kickoff. Collins, low end-over-end kick. It's returnable as Beard catches it at the 5 on the near side. Sheds off one tackle, and now reverses fields. There goes Isaiah Beard out across the 30 at the 40, being chased down by Sam Collins at the 50, and Collins is able to get Beard down, and he's going to be hyped up by his teammates because typically you don't see kickers doing that. Let's get our scoring drive summary now, brought to you by John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission. Vote John Hardy November 5th.
Yeah, 4 plays to go get down the field for Martinsburg on that one, to go 64 yards and get the touchdown, 9-yard touchdown run by Terrell Cofield. I think it would have been interesting to note that being the first touchdown, that if he would have taken that all the way, first touchdown or first points that Washington would have scored on Martinsburg since 2016. In that last game that they scored against Martinsburg, it was a kickoff return for a touchdown. That was their one touchdown of the game.
They lost that game 72-11 as it's a read option kept by Thompson. I wasn't sure if it was Casey with the ball or not. He was wrapped up for our loss, as I believe it was Dillard there, but I was paying attention to him. I did not see who brought Thompson down. Either way, it's a loss on the play, making it 2nd and 11.
So, yeah, you do have to go back prior to 2016 to the last offensive touchdown that Washington had scored against Martinsburg. They had that kickoff return, went for 2, and kicked a field goal for the 11 points in that one.
Thompson drops back, rolls to his right, looking downfield, and will just throw this one short of the intended receiver in Terry Ray. That'll bring up a 3rd and 11. There's just not enough time for these Washington quarterbacks tonight.
No, and when you put an extra blocker or 2 back there to kind of mitigate that, the problem is then you have a 3-receiver concept in going down the field. You only have 3 receivers going down the field. You only have 4 instead of 5, which you can argue which one you need more. Do you need more receivers going down the field, or do you need more time to throw? Depends on the situation, but that's the trade-off.
Again, Thompson drops back the pass, fires it to near side, and in and out of the hands of Isaiah Beard on the comeback at the sticks. That'll bring up a 4th and 11 now. Clock with the mercy rule continues to churn here. It's Martinsburg 51, Washington nothing, 8:15 left in the ball game.
It was a good route run by Beard. It was a good throw by Thompson. Just, I think, looked up field before he got it into his hands. And they'll just punt it away.
Yep. Washington's going to decide to punt. So they'll bring on the punt team for Isaiah Safo-Mensah. Braden Miller from Martinsburg will be back to return.
They're not going to get this off before the play clock goes down.
No, but I'm not sure if they're really too worried about that.
That was good. Well.
Wow.
Oh, I think they maybe needed to reset the... Oh, they
Nope.
called timeout.
They called a timeout. Fourth quarter is brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to skinnerwins.com, as well as Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. We'll keep it here during the timeout and look ahead at our schedule next week. It's the one that you don't want to miss, ladies and gentlemen. Martinsburg, who appears will improve to 8-0 on the year, unless something really crazy and unexpected happens here in the fourth quarter, which I don't think anybody sees happening, not even Washington.
No.
Down 51-0. The Bulldogs will take on the Spring Mills Cardinals, who are also undefeated so far, and I believe
it's the big one,
leading University. So here we go. 6 p.m. pregame coverage, 7 p.m. kickoff next week between the Bulldogs and the Cardinals. Safo-Mensah's punts, high one. So that's going to bounce. Miller's going to pick it up and have a blocker in front of him. But he's going to be tackled out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
I believe that should be a penalty on Braden Miller for fair catching that and off the bounce, picking it up and running with it, but
not called. Brian Dick will now, I believe, be out there at quarterback for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I did notice on the last kickoff that Brian Dick was out on the kickoff team, so he is out there and healthy, or at least healthy enough to play. You know, everybody's playing hurt. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of guys are playing hurt at this portion of the season.
Got Dick at quarterback, running backs Cofield. Send a man in motion from the near side to the far side. So 3 receivers on the far side, 1 in the near side. Dick goes with quarterback draw. Flag thrown as Dick breaks through 1 tackle. Still on his feet, fighting for more. And loses the ball, but was down at the 35-yard line. And I think all that being said, the flag was a false start penalty, it appears, might be the call. The PA announcer said holding, but I thought I saw the motion. Okay.
Yep.
At first, I thought I saw one of the officials say false start. But no, it's a holding.
We'll say again, on the whole, a better game from Martinsburg in terms of the penalties. They had the taunting on the pick 6. They had that holding call right there. But before that, they only had 2 penalties on the entire game.
Ball now at the 17-yard line for a first and long as Dick motions over Cofield to his right. He receives far side, 1 in the near side. Dick hands it off to Cofield. Cofield has space on the near side now as a block. Tries to stiff arm a man, but he's pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Now some late whistles after the play. Not sure if there was late flags or not, as there's some chirping going on.
I do think there's a little bit of confusion on where to spot the ball.
Clock continues to roll here under 5.5 minutes now left in the ball game. It's Martinsburg 51, Washington nothing. Looks like we had a personal foul penalty called against Washington, so chains will move for a Martinsburg first down. Ball at the Bulldogs' 46-yard line.
That's their 10th penalty. That's what I have them as, at least.
2 receivers to each side for Dick in shotgun formation. Running back to his left as Dick drops back looking to pass. Has it on the near side, a screen caught by Tay Cofield. Flag in the backfield, though, as Cofield runs down the near side behind his blocks and is tackled at the opposite 45-yard line of Washington.
Another hold. You got your backup lineman in for Martinsburg.
I think the only starter out there is Peyton Kaufman. As now it's another 1st and long ball at the 36-yard line.
And it's at least a few of it's mostly the starting defensive line for Washington out there.
Kaufman's not even in at his starting position this year as the ball handed off to Colin Schaffner from Dick, who tries to fight forward but will be brought down around the 39-yard line as we now have an injured Washington Patriot down, which will stop the clock at 3:56. Again, Martinsburg 51, Washington 0, as all signs pointing to Washington still being shut out for another one against Martinsburg, which will make it 8 straight times. Last time Washington was able to score against Martinsburg, September 30th, 2016. Dick bobbles the snap, will now have to scramble, somehow breaks through it, goes up the field, across the 40, brought down around the 45-yard line. There are more flags down, it appears, potentially. There is, and it's another holding penalty against Martinsburg.
Man.
They can't catch a break here this drive.
No. Like you said, it's the backups for Martinsburg against the starters for Washington, so it makes sense that they're having some trouble. It's a talented offensive or defensive line for Washington. They have some good players up there that are hard to block. It's just that Martinsburg's offensive line, for the most part, had the better of them.
Yeah, you got Zion Reeves, Jeffrey Griffith, Peyton Kaufman at center, and I believe Kane Whipp and Braden Angle on the far side. Hard to tell. As a high snap to Dick, it's a quarterback read option that he keeps instead of handing off to Schaffner. And Dick will be brought down around the line of scrimmage to make it a 3rd and long from the 29-yard line. Clock now at 2:20 left in the ball game. Continues to roll here with the mercy rule. Few fans already heading out of here at Washington High School. Dick, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side. Schaffner, now Cofield at running back, lined up to his right. Dick loses the ball, falling on top of it's Washington. Recovering it is A.J. Lopez. So Martinsburg turnover gives Washington the ball in great field position to potentially finally score against Martinsburg.
Well, here's your chance. Really the second time that you've had much of a chance at scoring. They got down inside the red zone after the big play in the first half. Big 55-yarder to Javon Jones.
Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line for Michael Thompson and the Washington offense. 2 receivers to each side. Lopez at running back to the left of Thompson, who drops back the pass, chucks it deep to the near side, has Jones wide open. Touchdown, Washington. They're finally able to score against the Bulldogs for the first time since 2016. With 1:20 left in the 4th, it's now 51-6.
The points count all the same, no matter what time of the game they come in. That's the type of pass that we thought maybe Washington could get a couple of on Martinsburg. And they were able to connect. Nice ball from Michael Thompson. Nice release off the line.
Isaiah Osafo-Mensah on to attempt the extra point. On to holds Michael Thompson. Kick is up. And it is good to make it 51-7. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
October is Safe Sleep and SIDS Awareness Month. WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center is joining the national effort to promote healthy sleep habits for newborns and raise awareness about sleep-related risks to infants. The Safe Sleep team at WVU Medicine Children's Birthing Center at Berkeley Medical Center has earned the distinction as a Gold Certified Safe Sleep Champion by the National Safe Sleep Hospital Certification Program. If you are a parent of an infant, the first thing you can do to help create a healthy sleep environment is to clear the crib.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome you back here to Washington. The Patriots have scored, made it 51-7, but it's still important because it's the first time Washington's scored now since 2016 against Martinsburg. So Isaiah Safo-Mensah sends a low, wobbly kick that's going to bounce and be scooped up by Martinsburg. Return man goes up the middle. Can't really tell who it is right now. I think it might have been Boston Todd in on the return. And he's across the 30, brought down at the 32-yard line with 1:08 left here in the fourth quarter. Send Dylan down to get a post-game interview. So stay tuned. We'll have that. Nick will have some scores from around the state as well for you during the post game. We'll have some stats unofficially as well. It's Brian Dick in at quarterback. That's Cofield to his right. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. It's a handoff to Cofield. Cofield has some space. Across the 45 to the 50 goes Terrell Cofield. And he's brought down at Washington's 49-yard line, enough for a Martinsburg first down. 35 seconds left in the ball game, clock winding down. Play clock at 25 seconds, so about a 5-6 second difference, which means Martinsburg will have to take one more play, or they can take a delay a game and everybody can just agree to allow the clock to roll out and the game can end. Either way, final score will be Martinsburg 51, Washington 7. As the Bulldogs will improve to 8-0, Washington will fall to 4-3. As Martinsburg does take a delay a game penalty. Back them up 5 yards. But the clock starts to roll now. It hits 0. The Bulldog fans stand up and cheer for 8-0 Martinsburg. 51-7, the final score. As we will step aside now, take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, we'll have the post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Panhandle Printing and Design is your full-service local print shop.
With over 50 years of combined experience, we know how to handle all of your printing and design needs.
We can handle anything, from small business cards to wrapping large vehicles. Our in-house design team can do it all. As a staple of this community, we love helping people promote their events, businesses, and anything they're passionate about. Envision, create, and bring your ideas to life with Panhandle Printing and Design.
Hi, I am Charles Horst, Republican candidate for the 95th Delegate District. I am liberty-minded and have been fighting to restore lost liberties while moving West Virginia forward by creating a better business climate and reducing taxes such as income tax, no sales tax on firearms and ammunition, and a rebate of your vehicle tax. If re-elected, I will continue to represent West Virginia, conservative values, and protect our liberties. Find out more at charleshorst.com and Facebook.
Paid for by the committee to elect Charles Horst.
This is Cody with Cody's Auto Body. The stories are on the way. Reliving glory days, the injury that prevented stardom, or the inevitable, I even could have made that play. With football season comes a lot of delusion of greatness. Well, no one believes you would have made it in the big leagues. Let's at least make them think you're a good driver. Bring that vehicle to me and I will make it the pride of the parking lot at every game. I'm Cody with Cody's Auto Body, the MVP of your season. That's Cody's with a T for trust.
My roots run deep in Berkeley County. As a father, grandfather, and as your sheriff, it has never been more important to have a leader with the connections to properly address the issues that come with the rapid growth of this county. Whether it's working some of the largest profile cases in our area throughout my 35-year law enforcement career, coaching Little League Baseball, or leading our church security team, Mary Beth and I are determined to make Berkeley County safe for our children and your children.
We welcome you back here to Washington High School as the Martinsburg Bulldogs get a 51-7 win over Washington to improve to 8-0. Washington falls to 4-3. So we welcome you into our post-game show, as the post-game show is brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials, a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me on the call has been Dylan Bishop. Kenny May's been on the sideline for us. Matt Miller has been our main cameraman. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini as we wait for Dylan to have a post-game interview, as looks like Martinsburg is slowly breaking its post-game huddle, and then Dylan will get Coach Walker as well as a player for the Bulldogs. Just waiting to see who he gets as Coach Walker heads over to Dylan first. So, Dylan, whenever you are ready with Coach Walker, take it away.
All right, here with Coach Walker. Coach, guys get the win 51-7. It felt like the passing game took a little bit of time to get its feet under itself. I think Coy started off 1 of 6, but you guys got it going. You ran the ball well. On
51 points, you got to be happy. So I thought we were sloppy with some things, but I thought we did what we needed to do.
And defense on the other side, shouldn't able to break the streak of shutouts that you guys had against them in the last 2 minutes, but overall defense played really well. How'd you feel like you were able to attack their offense?
I mean, I thought up front we played really well. Really pleased with what we did there in the box, and our guys on the back end did a pretty good job when we give up a couple big plays there. But and hats off to them. They had they made a couple nice plays as well. So, but overall, I mean, I'm happy with what our guys done, and look forward to getting better.
It felt like the last couple weeks, maybe last week, this week, you've gotten a little better with the penalties. Is that something you've noticed and something you've really talked to them about? I know it's early on in the season that was a big issue.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it a lot. But we didn't do very well during that last drive or so that we had. Yeah. But no, I mean, that's something we've really tried to focus on. But sometimes those things take care of itself.
All right, Coach. Obviously, celebrate this one. Next week is the big one against Spring Mills. How you get your guys prepared? What do you say to them coming out, in the locker room today and coming into, the start of next week?
Well, I mean, we'll start working on those guys. I know that's a big game everyone's been talking about. So, and we'll prepare just like we always do, and try to get ready to play.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And pretty shortly we'll be. I'll grab Peyton Kaufman for an interview. Right now he's talking to Rick Kozlowski. So, Colin, send it back up to you for just a minute. I'll be back down here with Peyton Kaufman.
Thank you, Dylan, as we just wait here on the Palace Lounge post-game show here in Charlestown, West Virginia, as Peyton Kaufman with his second pick 6 of the year tonight. Second touchdown in his career as well here in this 51-7 victory for Martinsburg against Washington. So just waiting for Dylan to be able to grab Peyton Kaufman. And again, as you heard, next week, Martinsburg, Spring Mills, 6 p.m. we will go on air. 7 p.m. we will have kickoff. So tune in. Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 on Comcast, as well as our WRNR TV YouTube page, as I see Dylan out there trying to grab Peyton Kaufman right now, but Rick Kozlowski making sure he gets his final notes in for his role. So, see if Dylan might want to get him, it looks like now, as Peyton heads over. Dylan, whenever you are ready, take it away.
All right, I'm down here with Peyton Kaufman on the field, you guys. Another dominant win for you guys, 51-7 here. Washington was able to break the streak again. Overall, the defense had a game. Pick 6 for you. Second one now. So, how's that been? What'd you see on that play, and just to have 2 touchdowns for you? How you feeling about that?
I feel great. I just sniffed out the screen, saw the running back was staying with me. Quarterback got pressured, of course, by Ace Flores. Made a good play. He threw it up to me, got it, ran it back.
On the offensive line, what do you guys see from Washington? It seemed like they were bringing a lot of blitzes. You guys seemed like you did a better job as the game went on of picking those up and giving Coy time to throw. How did you feel about your offensive line performance? You got a lot of room opened up for the running backs early on, especially, too.
I felt pretty good. All week we were practicing the blitzes coming up because they do a lot of blitzing. All week we were just practicing it. We were able to pick up some of it. Some of it got away from us.
All right, and just overall, how you guys feeling about this point in the season? You got up next. You'll worry about that, obviously, at the beginning of next. That's going to be the one everybody's talking about. Just at this point in the season, how you guys are feeling?
I feel great. We definitely haven't played to our full potential, but when we do, it's going to be scary.
And thanks for the time.
Thank you to Dylan for grabbing Peyton Kaufman, as well as Martinsburg head coach Dave Walker. We'll step aside, take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll wrap up the post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back again in 2 minutes.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
To Washington High School, a 51-7 win for the Martinsburg Bulldogs against the Washington Patriots. So we continue the Palace Lounge post-game show. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop, who's tallying up our post-game stats, which will be brought to you by RA Properties, LLC, servicing the tri-state area. Call them at 304-200-3144 or visit www.raiproperties.com.
I think I've got the important stuff. I've got the important stuff for you, at least here. Michael Thompson got him at 4 for 7, 98 yards and a touchdown right there at the end of the game that he had to Javon Jones, who had himself a nice day of 103 yards on 4 catches and that receiving touchdown. Not much to go on in the rushing game for Washington. 8 yards for Braylon Holmes on 4 carries. In the end, it's negative yardage for Michael Thompson when you factor in sacks, and negative yardage for Casey as well. So if I did the math, I believe on the game it's negative rushing total for Washington. On the other side, 11 for 22, 171 yards and 3 touchdowns for Coy Fagan. Only a 50% completion percentage compared to his usual 70, but still got the job done. 10 carries for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground for him as well. 8 carries for 74 yards for Nick Buskey. 4 carries for 24 yards for Brian Dick. And look through the receivers. Dalvin Wheeler had himself his best game on the season. He only had 4 catches for 32 yards coming into the season, or coming into this game on the season, and today he had 3 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown. Nick Buskey, 43-yard receiving touchdown on his only catch. Boston Todd, 38 yards on 3 catches and a touchdown. Kyrie Bunny, 52 receiving yards on 3 catches.
There you go. That's our post-game stats. Let's now get our awards as we wrap things up. Starting off with the electrifying play of the game, brought to you by CMA's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Martinsburg. Stop in and see them today at 48 Kelly Island Road in Martinsburg, or call them at 304-263-8821. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
There's a lot of plays. There's a lot of words you could use to describe this play. Electrifying, I guess, can be one of them. Baffling, confusing, just laughable. The 43-yard touchdown that Coy Fagan had to Nick Buskey when it seemed like he was about to be sacked. He bobbled the snap before and chucked it as he was getting pulled to the ground, and Buskey, it ended up opening things up for Buskey to have a almost free lane at the end zone with like all 4 or 5 of the offensive linemen in front of him, it felt like, to score the touchdown.
And he still had to make a juke at the end, too. A very impressive one.
Yeah.
Collision of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
And I think it's got to be the hit that was laid on Braylon Holmes on the pick 6 that he had. That hit let the ball just kind of float up in the air for Peyton Kaufman to make the play and get himself his second interception return for a touchdown of the season.
Now, our Good Hands Catch of the Game, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
Look at this one to Dalvin Wheeler for his first touchdown of the year. I think that was one where it was a pretty tough play for him. As he was kind of going to the ground, made the catch on the corner route in the end zone. Nice catch by him. And he, doubles up his yardage for the year and gets himself his first touchdown.
While you get the final award here, I'm going to go help this gentleman out because I think I see why he's still here. I think he's looking for the missing phone as we get our Player of the Game, brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more.
Player of the Game for Martinsburg. I'm going to go with Coy Fagan, even though it was not his best day. I just think that he is the most valuable player on the team. Still had 3 touchdowns, 171 yards on through the air, 10 carries for 63 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's a mistake eraser for the Bulldogs. So I think that despite it not being his best day statistically, I could give this award to the defensive line, to Peyton Kaufman, who
I'd
I talked
say
to.
That, yeah.
I could.
He had a few sacks, I think, too.
I'll give it.
Or at least was in there.
Yeah, I can. I think that no one particular player stood out today, but I think Coy Fagan, 5 total touchdowns and still over 200 total yards, is going to get the nod today.
All right, there you go. That wraps things up for us tonight. Again, next week, Spring Mills is the mission for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The battle between the number 1 and number 2 teams in 4A with undefeated records
on the line. 6 p.m. pregame coverage, 7 p.m. kickoff for that one.
That's a huge one. I gotta see it to believe it with Spring Mills when it comes to against Martinsburg.
Somebody finally scored against them. University did tonight. Don't know how much. Last we heard was 6, but Spring Mills still gets the win. That's what matters. It's going to be a lot of fun next week.
Yeah, I think it can be a close one. I think the first half could look a lot like the Morgantown first half, and I wouldn't doubt if both halves look like that rather than the blowout in the second half. But I really won't be surprised by any margin of a Martinsburg victory. I would be surprised by a Spring Mills victory.
It's the one that everybody's been asking about week by week by week. And in 7 days, we'll have that answer. But for now, that's all. So for Nick Verzolini, Matt Miller, Kenny May, Dylan Bishop, I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off from this one at Washington High School. Martinsburg improves to 8-0 with a 51-7 win. Have a good night, everyone.
This is John Hardy. I'm asking for your support to elect me as Berkeley County Commissioner. I have had the privilege to serve in the West Virginia Legislature for the past 6 years and will use my experience to serve Berkeley County better. I will continue working at the state and county level to improve our local road systems, control residential growth, and remove inequitable local fees. John Hardy, lifelong resident, local businessman, effective leader, and proven fiscal conservative. Vote John Hardy for Berkeley County Commission on November 5th.
Paid for by candidate.
How was golf today, hon?
It was really good. The clubhouse had some really good deals.
Hey, Dad, you know what's even a greater deal? Panhandle dumpsters.
They do have some really good deals.
Great deals. They're clean, yellow, and locally owned. If you use this promo code, you get $32 off your first month.
How'd you do that?
That's the magic of Panhandle. Try it. Wowzers!
Wowzers!
Catch the great new deal at Panhandle Dumpsters. Use the promo code to get $32 off your first month.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you in here to the post-game scoreboard show as Martinsburg gets a dominating win over Washington, 51-7. But for the first time since 2016, Washington was able to score late against the Bulldogs. So snap that streak, but Martinsburg continues its win streak against the Patriots. Martinsburg now 8-0 to start the season. They'll take on next week, most likely, unless something wild happens here in these final few minutes, an undefeated Spring Mills team, as the Cardinals will advance to 7-0. They're currently on top, 34-6. Musselman, looks like they'll have a chance at their first win of the season. We know last week they had a shot against Cabell Midland and things kind of fell apart in the fourth quarter. They're currently on top of Hedgesville, 26-12 in the fourth. So Appleman looking to get that first win of the year. Outside the EPAC, we have some exciting games going on across the state of West Virginia and some finals. Morgantown beats Parkersburg South 28-14. That game has gone final. Cabell Midland picks up its second win of the year, most likely, unless something were to fall apart here in the final few minutes. It's 48-21. Cabell Midland on top of Parkersburg. Wheeling Park gets another win. They defeat Butler tonight. It's 47-20 there in the fourth quarter of that one. Hampshire all over Berkeley Springs. The Trojans are having a nice year. They are now going to be 5-3 as it's 38-7 and Hampshire just scored, so now 45-7. Hampshire and Princeton gets a win over Woodrow Wilson, 14-7. Woodrow Wilson loses just for the second time this year. So I'll do it for your post-game scoreboard show. Some other scores in 4A real quick here. Huntington, no surprise here, beats South Charleston 52-0. And then George Washington over Riverside 42-0. Let me double check, see if there's any other 4A teams involved in some action tonight. Don't believe there was. No, there was not. So those are all your 4A scores for the night as well. And once again, your final score here tonight, Martinsburg gets the win over Washington 51-7. Tomorrow on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, we will have Shepherd Rams football as the Rams return home for homecoming against Millersville. Your scoreboard show brought to you by Rob Blair for Sheriff. Vote Rob Blair on November 5th. But that'll do it here for us. Again, your final score, Martinsburg 51, Washington 7. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. Thank you for joining us.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. They got the golden chicken sandwich, the hot honey mango, and one with the 4 basic food groups: chicken, buffalo, bacon, and ranch. Righteous!
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
Rox has 3 new chicken sandwiches for $4.99. I'm getting the golden chicken sandwich or the buffalo bacon ranch. Hot honey mango for me. Dude, you don't have any eyebrows.
Rox Local Market. 3 new chicken sandwiches, just $4.99.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming. Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover. So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation. Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
And that concludes today's postgame show. Be sure to tune in each week throughout the regular and postseason for more West Virginia high school football. Today's game has been brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rox, John Hardy, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the best in high school, college, and NFL coverage all season long, keep it tuned in to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.